Good morning, Eagles! Welcome to Central Texas College. I am so excited to have you here. Welcome, welcome. We want to make sure that you're super excited no matter what's going on and excited to start your classes next week or whenever it is that you're going to start them. My name is Mariceli Santiago. I am the Director of Student Life and Activities, and I get to be the first one to officially welcome you as a student to Central Texas College. We hope you have an amazing time with us today. I know it's a little bit weird and interesting and just the whole thing of how everything works because we're doing, virtually and live, and it's kind of a weird time for us. But you guys are here and you made it. So thank you very, very much for actually making it here and getting this party started. We have a great group over here. We have individuals from different parts of Texas. We have somebody watching us from Japan today, and we're also streaming this live through Facebook as well as Twitch and Discord. So welcome, guys. We are excited to have you here. Please get to ask your questions. As we go along, we have chats. Regardless of what platform you're looking, we're going to be keeping an eye on it. Ask us questions as we go along. We are going to do our very best to answer them, verbally. But if you're here live with us and you want to go ahead and type it in, we will do our best to also answer them in the chat. This is a great dynamic experience for you. And an opportunity to really highlight all your, and see everything that you need to do to be successful at CTC. If you don't remember anything else, please write down connections. As we go along, individuals are either going to tell you their emails or phone numbers of contact information. Write it down, keep it somewhere, because if nothing else, you need to make these connections. We have individuals here that even if they don't have the answer, they'll know who to talk to. They'll know what it is that you need to do to be able to be successful. And so they'll guide you through these processes. Sometimes it can be confusing, especially if you're a new student, or even if you're just new to our campus. Things are different within Central Texas College than maybe another college that you have been to. Learn. That's what we're here for, to help you, to guide you, to make sure that you're successful. That's our ultimate goal. Honestly, personally, I like to see you graduate. Those of you that are able to come to our graduation here locally, that is my favorite time of the year. That's when we actually get to celebrate you. I see y'all walking down, and as you're going by, especially if I come to recognize you, and know who you are and really get to know you. I love being able to say, oh my God, you graduated. Oh my God, you graduated. And I hope you get that picture in your head, because that's what we want. We want you to graduate, to meet your goals, and then be able to move on to whatever it is that you want to do. If that is, you want to go out to the workforce and get either a job or a better job. If you want to go on to get bachelor's, I know we have a lot of individuals here that mentioned even going on to masters and doctorates. Great. That's what we're here for. And we can definitely help guide you through those things. But stick to it, talk to us, and we'll be able to help you guys throughout this journey that we're in all together. My dean could not be here. She always likes to come say it. So I'm just going to tell you a few of the things that I can remember that she always likes to tell all of our students in orientation. Number one, make sure to go to class. That's our first thing. It's really interesting, but that's the thing she always tells us at the welcome is, please make sure that you show up to class, whether that be in person, whether that be logging into your class virtually. It doesn't matter. Make sure you show up. And this is really a life thing. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to go for, you have to show up to make it happen. So please make sure that you are doing that. And communicate. You're going to hear that a lot, and we're going to say it a lot of times today. I promise you, multiple people are going to say it today, but there's a reason for it. We need you guys to actually communicate with us. Let us know what's going on so that we can actually help you. And ultimately, congratulations and welcome for being here. So I'm excited. We're going to have a great day today. It's going to be interesting. The orientation is scheduled. We started at 9 today. I think we should be able to finish around noon, between noon and 1, depending on how fast we can go through all of this. I'm hoping we'll get, the sooner the better. But we are also recording this. So, through our Facebook, we're recording it. Actually, I'm not recording it through here. Anyway, we're recording it. We'll be able to get it through there. So, yeah, you'll be able to watch it again if you need to. See, Allison, PhD, you can do it. And we have individuals right now on this call that have a PhD. If you need somebody, like, what does that mean? regardless of what you want to do it, you want to do nursing or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. That's a whole different, just getting a PhD is a different process. Make a connection with these individuals so that they can tell you, this is what I did. Don't fall for this. Follow this. Think about that. All of it. This goes for everything that we're going to be doing today. So, all right, let's get this party started. One of the, I have an agenda, but this is probably what I should have showed you when you were asking me, like, how long is this going to go for? I'm hoping to be done noonish if possible, because I'm losing my voice. If you can't tell, you probably can't because you guys don't really see me all the time, but I'm kind of losing my voice, and that's okay. But I have great backup over here that if I actually start losing my voice, they're going to help me out. But in the process, let me see. Can you all see? Yes, that is my agenda there. So this is the plan for today. Some of the oversights that we're going to see, get some information. The very first thing we're going to start with is going to be our Blackboard overview. And remember I mentioned a PhD in the line? This is one of them. We have Dr. Daniel Weggert. He is our science professor extraordinaire and online manager, and he is going to guide you through the process of figuring out what Blackboard is. Dr. Weggert, can you help them figure it out, please?
Sure. Let me share my screen real quick here.
And actually, I have never taken his class, but I love my conversations with him just because he is so, I think his class is interesting. Anyway, go ahead.
So, Blackboard is our, what we call LMS, a learning management system. This is what you're going to use to access a lot of your course materials here at CTC. If you take an online course, it's pretty much all going to be or mostly through Blackboard. If you take a face-to-face course, then it'll vary based on professor to professor how much they use it or don't. So first thing, how do you get here? Actually, let me go back up. So Central Texas College, you go to their main web page, go to Student Tools. If I can get my computer to work. There we go. Student Tools. Third one down here is Blackboard. When you click on this link, it's actually taking you out of CTC's website, which is actually good because if anything happens to CTC's website, you don't lose access to Blackboard. So you may want to, y'all can't see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So here's the link. You might want to record this. It's ctc.blackboard.com. And my recommendation is, as you can see here, I've got it as a special tab here so that I can get to it even if CTC's website doesn't work. Now, I'm going to walk you through how to sign in, but keep in mind, once we get in, if you're a new student, your classes aren't going to be available to you just yet. Now, starting, if I'm understanding it right, starting tomorrow, if you signed up for classes already, starting tomorrow, you'll be able to get into your classes. Now, to sign in, you need your username and password. The username is a lowercase c followed by your 7-digit ID number. The password should be your birth date, the 2-digit month, 2-digit day, 2-digit year. Now, if you forget this, down here below, they have login instructions. They also have a username lookup where you can click on this, you fill out your information, and click the I'm not a robot, and click find my username, and it will tell you your username. And let me get back out of that. Also, if none of this is working, there's the contact us, and there's the phone number for Blackboard support. So, C, 7-digit ID number for username. Password should be 2-digit month, 2-digit day, 2-digit year for your birthday. Now, let me sign into mine. Once you sign into Blackboard, it typically will take you to this page, and it will typically take you to the Courses tab. This is where all of your courses will be listed out. Now, even if you're a new student, even if you sign in, you get to this, these courses here will not work for you because they haven't been opened yet. They should come open tomorrow. That is what I've been told. Now, these courses, you're only going to see spring of 25 or fall of 24 right now because that's all you've signed up for. Once you sign up for other classes, you'll start getting more of these tabs where you'll be able to see broken out by semester which courses you've taken. And a couple of things real quick. When you look at these courses, the course name here is what you click on to get into the course. One thing I want to point out real quick, look at the beginning of each one. These two say OLL. These two say LEC. You may also see some that will say OSL, OBL, or you may see an LAB. That's telling you what the course is. OLL is online. This will be an online course with specific due dates. LEC is a face-to-face class, face-to-face lecture. If you see an OSL, that's online, self-paced with milestones, meaning you can work to a certain extent at your own pace, but there are certain hard due dates that you have to meet. So they may have a due date, say, halfway through and another due date at the very end. So you can do the first half whenever you want, as long as it's done before that due date. And the second half you can do whenever you want, as long as you finish by the end of the class. SVL is synchronous. Please mute yourself. Synchronous virtual learning, meaning you'll be online, but you will be. It looks like somebody can't hear me.
I hear you and see you very
Okay.
well. Lena, you might want to check your connection as well because sometimes the connection gets a little bit difficult.
Okay. So I was saying synchronous virtual, SVL, means that there is a specific meeting time and you will meet virtually, kind of like we're doing here. The instructor will be giving a lecture, but you can stay home and watch it on your computer and take notes in the comfort of your home. And OBL is an online blended course. So there's part of it that's online and part of it that's face-to-face. If you're not certain, talk to your instructor to make sure you know when you have to meet, if there is a meeting time, and so on. Now, I'm going to take you into one of the courses real quick. Let me pick an old course here. Let's go with this one. So when you first go into the course, the first thing it'll do is it'll take you to a content page. So this content page, this is where most of your lessons will be. As you can see, my information here for my students to be able to contact me, my phone number, email, my office hours are here. All that kind of general information will tend to be here on the content page. Couple of important things. One, there's usually a getting started tab here towards the top. You need to pay attention to this. When you click on it, it should open up a number of items below, including the syllabus. This is really important. The syllabus is basically your contract with the professor. The professor telling you this is what you have to do to earn the grade and what I'm expecting you to do. So you need to read it and understand what the different policies are for the course. Will they take late work or not? Is there a penalty if things are late? what's the schedule, when are the due dates, all that is going to be here in the syllabus. Now, when you click on it, it will open up the syllabus here. You can also, if you want, you should be able to download it and save it on your computer if you want, so you don't have to access it via the computer. But it will give you information about the course, what objectives, the course materials. Here's an example of a schedule. Scroll down a little bit. Here's the schedule for the course with the due date specified for all the different activities. Scroll down even further. You get to a breakdown of where do you earn your points, how many points go to each different activity. And at this point, I want to point out something really, really important. Look at this breakdown here. There's 1,000 points total. The midterm and final together only add up to 280 points. In other words, 28% of the grade. So if all you do is take the tests, you have an F. In order to pass the class, you need to be doing the labs, the discussion boards, homework assignments, whatever else the professor gives you. The tests are usually not enough. You're going to need to keep up with all the activities so that you can earn enough points to pass. We don't want to see you fail. So please pay attention to this. Make sure you're getting this stuff done on time so that you will earn that good grade. And there's other policies for the instructor will be usually below that, any other course related information. So that's your syllabus. That's one important thing here. Usually you will see something about BioSig and BioSite, especially if it's an online course. BioSig and BioSite are the way we proctor the online tests. So you will need to sign up and create your BioSig ID and get all the BioSig and BioSite, everything set up and ready for your course. Now, the link here, this talks about how to actually do all of it, how to create your password. One thing I want to point out, your instructor doesn't have access to BioSig and BioSite. We don't have any way to help you with technical issues. But there is a help site right here. Go to this help site, and the BioSig and BioSite, they have their own tech people to help you if there's something wrong with your account, if you're not able to sign in.
I apologize.
So you have access to their tech people through this link here. Now, again, some classes use this, like the online classes will use BioSig. Face-to-face classes often don't require it, so check the class to see whether they require this or not. And then there'll be a tool instance to help you get started, get it going. Any other important information, like the course contract is here. Other instructors will have, like I have a getting started quiz, which is right below it. If you've read through all of this information, it tells you what you need to know to get through this getting started quiz. A lot of folks, especially here in the sciences, can't speak to the other departments, but I know in the sciences, a lot of us have a getting started quiz, because one important thing you all have to keep in mind, when the course starts, you have to complete something within the first week, or we have to drop you for not attending. So a lot of us will put a getting started quiz here to give you something to very quickly and easily do to show, hey, I'm here, I'm participating, so you get to stay in the course. Below this, lessons, this is where you'll find all of your activities, quizzes, that kind of stuff, homework assignments. That will all typically be down here, broken up by lessons, however many lessons the course has. This course has 8 lessons. And then you may have other things like for the sciences, we have labs. So there's a folder for labs. Here's a link that I provided my students to help them access the publisher's website where they can get access to the ebook, do their homework assignments and so on. And then a folder for exams where your tests will be. That's all on the content page. This is the one you're going to spend the most time on. Now, you also have other, if you scroll back up here, you have other things like you have a calendar. The calendar will show you day by day what due dates you have and when things are due. So you can click on due dates and see different activities when they are due, note date and time. Then you've got announcements. This is where the professor will often post something here to let you know, hey, I'm seeing this problem with the course, or hey, somebody pointed out that this quiz isn't working. Don't try it yet, let me fix it. Whatever the announcement has to be. So this is where all your announcements will be. This is a good way for your instructor to get a hold of you and pass information to the entire class at once. Many, especially the online classes, will have discussion boards. Discussions here will be, this is where you'll find your discussion board activities to do. Again, these are often for points, so make sure you get them done. Now, let me switch to student preview real quick here. So I'm not showing you anybody's grade, except for my fake student. So gradebook. This is going to be the next most common place you're going to look. This is where you're going to see, how am I doing in the class? So my fictitious student has completed the Getting Started quiz. Got a perfect score, great. But wait, I have an F. This is where all of your activities for a grade will be. Your due dates will be here. And in this case, I didn't do anything. So none of these have grades in them, but they're all counted as basically zeros. And here's one that did get graded. So I have a 0 out of 15, hence I have an F. We don't like seeing this. Please make sure you're doing your activities so that you will have points and be able to pass the class. One thing I wanted to point out though, this discussion board has a grade, but you notice this purple symbol over here? That means the instructor left you feedback. If you click on this, here's your feedback. So when I know it's not really feedback, but it was an example for this. This is where your instructor will enter all their feedback to let you know, what did you do right? What did you do wrong? How can you improve going forward? It only helps though if you read it. So please check every few days to see if something new's been graded, or after you complete something, check every couple days after that to see, has any feedback been left? Anything that you need to work on? But your grades will be here, usually starting with, usually this goes more or less in order for whatever order the instructor's set up. But you will see the due dates, so you can also keep track here of what do you have coming up that's due. And then you'll see your current grade up here at the top. Now, messages. Especially if you're in an online class, this messages tab is a great way to keep in touch with your instructor. Now, I'm the instructor and this is my fake student. I haven't sent them any messages. They haven't sent me anything. So there's no messages here. But if I wanted to message the instructor, I could click this new message button and it would pop up with a form for me to type my message in, type in the subject, type in whatever I need to type in and send it to my instructor. This is a great way to get a hold of your instructor. Since you're already in Blackboard, instead of trying to go and fight through emails, just go here, send them a quick message. But again, double check with your instructor because most of us use messages. There's a few that don't, but most of us will use the messages. Check with your instructor to find out what their preferred method of contact is. So that's pretty much it as far as Blackboard. This is kind of just a quick overview of where everything is. Like I said, content page, announcements, and gradebook are probably the 3 most common places you'll go. And please be checking your messages to see if the instructor has sent you anything. One other thing to keep in mind, when you first sign in, here on the initial sign-in page, there is also a messages tab here. If you click on this, if there's a little purple dot here, and you click on this, any messages you received will show up here with the newest messages at the top to let you know, hey, somebody has tried to get a hold of you. So I think I saw a bunch of pop-ups with questions. Does anybody have any specific questions about Blackboard you want me to answer?
For OLL, are those the live meet times online or just daily required lecture viewing and course milestones?
Okay, OLL is completely online. You work whenever you have time. There is no set meeting time. You just have to complete the activities before the due date. The OLL is online, but it has due dates, hard due dates. And again, depending on the instructor, that'll determine what the policy is for late work. But OLL is strictly online, no set meeting times. The ones with set meeting times is the SVL, synchronous virtual.
And that one's going to be like what we're doing right now.
Yeah. So any other, I can't see the chat right now.
No, you're good. Where do I go on the website to add courses? That's to register for classes, if that's what you mean. We'll explain that in a little bit. We're not there quite yet, but this is once you're registered, then you will have access to your class, and this is how you access it at that time. I cannot get into my messages on Blackboard. Is this because the class is not opened?
Yep. You should be able to access messages once the class is open, and that should be tomorrow. There's been times when they've opened it really early, like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. There's been times when it's not till like noon. So I don't know exactly when during the day, but sometime tomorrow you should get access.
Yes. And then is there a night SVL course?
SVL, that'll depend. I don't know for certain. That'll depend on the individual instructor. But that information I would think would probably be in WebAdvisor, or the other thing you can.
Eagle's self-service right now.
Sorry, Eagle self-service, yes. The other thing you can do though is you can also contact the department. So if you're looking at a class and like it says SVL, I don't know when they're going to meet, I don't know if I'm free, and you don't find the information, you can always contact the department and they can get you that information.
Yes. I want to change the major I'm working for. That is through advising, Spencer, and we'll talk to advising a little later. And they can explain to you how to do that. I am going to kind of segue into our faculty panel. I have a feeling that it's really going to be you two because we had very important college meetings this week, and our usual faculty members that assist with us have been really busy with us. And I'm super excited because I just heard it was all great. Everything that happened this week went well, so I'm excited.
No, that's good news.
Yes, but so I'm kind of having this is like amazing. Having said that,
Awesome.
woo woo. From my faculty, we do a faculty panel, guys, and this is your opportunity to ask faculty anything. And that means how to become successful in the college, how to become a good student, what it is that I need to do to do blah, 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 blah. Whatever question you have, this is the time for you to ask it. We have two different two faculty members. They're from different areas. They're not necessarily going to be able to answer specifics to something that they don't teach, but they are professors. They know what pretty much every professor is looking for in a student. This is your chance to really shine and ask these questions and get used to doing that. Because remember, I told you we're going to keep talking about communication with your faculty. I'm going to keep saying that. And you guys already met Dr. Weger, but you have not met our other professor, Kerwin Flaherty. Flaherty. Oh, I said that wrong. Sorry.
Close enough. I'll answer to anything with between flattery and fluhardy. Anything in there, anything in that range. But yeah, my name's Kerwin Flaherty. I'm from the Office Technology Department. I primarily teach medical coding and billing classes over there. Been at the college for 7 years now. It has flown by. But yeah, excited to be here. Excited to answer any questions anybody has.
They already have one for you. I think this is you. So is PLab 7 yours? Is PLab, is that
No,
yours? Is that phlebotomy?
That's phlebotomy.
Okay, so, but maybe you can help. So I'm taking phlebotomy. I'm gonna have you read it, but please ask. I'm gonna have you look at it and kind of help answer, maybe if you can. Remember, if it's not their area, they may not be able to answer wholly, but they can answer some generic stuff. However, we can definitely, Dr. Weger, can you give us while we're doing this? Can you give us like your main hot tip for students that they should definitely keep in mind?
I always hate it when you ask for one because there's like 5 that I want to give.
Thank you. You know what? There's only 2 of you. Go for it.
Yeah, we can cover other
it.
people today.
Every time they ask us, the 2 things to keep in mind, or 2 biggest ones that come to mind. 1, communicate, especially if you're in an online class. But even if you're not, let your instructor know what's going on. Because if you don't tell us something's happening, something's going wrong, we can't help. So communicate. Don't just disappear for 2 weeks and then come back. Let us know, hey, something's going wrong. Hey, I'm not understanding this. Please let us know so that we can help. We are here to help you, but we can only help if you'll let us. Second, don't overload yourself. I teach in the sciences, and in this department, one of the things I see a lot is I get a lot of students that are just about ready to graduate. And they're often taking 2 science classes with the labs, and they're often taking math. Why? Because those are the classes that they are the most afraid of. So they put them off and then try to take them all at once. Please don't do that to yourself. Take the courses you think are going to be tough and the courses you think you're going to have an easy time with and mix them so that you have 1 or 2 easy courses with a hard course. That way you're more likely to be able to make it through all of them. If you save all the hard courses for the end, it just makes that last semester really rough. So please spread the stuff out so that you're able to complete the courses successfully. Don't set yourself up to fail.
Awesome.
Everyone?
You're
Howdy.
muted, dude.
So yeah, I was in the middle of answering somebody's questions, so I'll do that real quick. They asked the difference between the medical coding and billing certification and the associate degree. And so the biggest difference there is the associate degree requires a couple extra classes, and those are outside of the Office Technology Department. So if you're taking your your full certificate with us, that means that you would have to go out and take speech, applied mathematics, or contemporary math, some humanities classes, and English comp. So that's the main difference there. Is it's all the cert is all of the classes that you can do within the department, and then to finish and get your associate degree, you would have to take those final classes. But yeah, so otherwise it's pretty similar, and all of those are we call them stackable. So you could do all of those classes, and if you make that decision that you do want to finish for the associate degree, then you can go ahead and just knock those out. My 2 tips. One is always time management. Find a system of time management that works for you, and stick with it. That's something that you will hear a lot. And that is the difference between folks that are successful and folks that aren't, is students that find a way to manage their time appropriately and really put forth the time and the effort that they need to be successful in classes. That really is the difference. And then the second thing is to remember that school and your education are a marathon. It's not a sprint, and that applies from studying for that exam, that final exam that you have at the end of the semester. You can't sprint that. It's a marathon. You have to do it across the entire semester and make sure that you are, working on that throughout the entire time allotted to you. But that's also true of your entire degree plan, right? Whatever it is that you're doing. Don't try to burn yourself out. Don't try to take too many classes all at once. Give yourself that freedom that you need to be successful. And also remember that this is the first step. This isn't the last step, right? You're starting on a journey of lifelong learning. We will expect to see you with us again, but not even, you're going to continue on with your career or with your education, and you'll definitely continue to learn and to grow. And just remember that you can't do that all at once. It's a marathon. You got to keep at it. Keep a steady effort. Are we seeing any other questions?
We
What do
have
we got?
quite a
Yeah,
few. So let's see. Oh, go ahead.
Though there's a couple I had seen. Somebody asked, is there an option to do 1 or 2 classes at a time? And yeah, you can sign up for multiple classes. There's a limit on credit hours that you could take at a time because they don't want you to overload yourself too much. But yes, you could take multiple classes at a time. The next question was, are all the online classes through Blackboard? I think pretty much all of them are. There might be 1 or 2 that aren't. But most of them.
All of industrial technologies in Blackboard as well, which is
Yeah.
the one that used to not
Mhm.
be.
Okay, they're all in Blackboard now, yes. So then,
Yep.
yeah, all of them are in Blackboard. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't need something else. Like my class that I had shown you all, that class, you have to do the tests, the quizzes, and that through Blackboard, but the lab program is separate, and the publisher's website is where you do the homework assignments. That's a separate website. But you go to Blackboard to help you access those other things, typically. Somebody had asked, does waitlisted mean the class is full? Yes, that means all the seats are currently taken. If you go on the wait list, then as new seats come available, like somebody drops, or if they up the number of seats in the class or something, then those new seats go to the wait list and they go in order to see, if you still want that seat or not. And I think somewhere down here, someone asked, where was it? Are you able to do both distance learning and on-campus classes at the same time? And yes, you're more than welcome to do that. One thing I do want to point out, because I am the online coordinator for the science department, so I see this a lot. The online classes are only 8 weeks long. One common misconception is people think, okay, it's only 8 weeks, so they cut the material down. No, we're not allowed to do that. We took 16 weeks and crammed it into 8. So if you're taking face-to-face classes and taking online classes, please keep in mind the amount of time you need for that online class is actually going to be a lot more than you expect, because you're trying to get through twice as much material in the same amount of time. So in that case, 8 weeks, you're trying to cram 16 weeks worth of material in. So if you take a bunch of online classes all at once, you can very quickly overload yourself. So try and spread them out if you can. The other thing is, somebody was asking here, do I have to do on-campus lectures? On campus, some classes, yes. There are some classes that are not offered online. Other classes are only offered online. So that's where you're going to have to look at that specific class to figure out what options they have. I think that was all I had seen so far.
Somebody had asked about the RHIT certificate. You would need additional training. We focus on preparing students for the CPC through the AAPC, Once you get to the clinical, you'll actually get a access to the registry exam. That's part of the actual final class in the program. Is you have to go sit for your CPC. So that's what we are sort of tailored for and focus on preparing students for.
All right, I do see two other questions here. Does every class require you to buy textbooks? And do you buy them once the class started or before the class starts? That depends. Some classes require textbooks. Some have what are called OERs, Open Education Resources, which are free. In general, it's better to have your materials at the beginning of the class. If at all possible, what you might want to do is contact your instructor before the class starts to double check that, yes, you do need those materials. But in general, especially if it's an online class, try and make sure you got the materials as soon as possible. Because again, you're going through twice as fast. You only have 8 weeks to get all the material done. If it takes you 2 weeks to get your course materials, that's 2 weeks out of 8. That's 1/4 of the class gone. So try and get them as soon as you can. And you can always double check with your instructor to make sure that you do need them. Somebody else asked, how many hours should we be spending on online classes daily? That depends on you. And it also kind of depends on the online class. So if it's like an OLL class where it's more or less, here's the due date, just have it done by this due date, you may be able to skip it for a day or two and do it all in a couple of days, or you may need to spend more time. In general, a good rule of thumb for any class, online, face-to-face, no matter what, however many credit hours it is.
Yeah.
So if it's like say it's a 3 credit hour course. Theoretically, you should be spending 3 credit hours in class if it's a face-to-face class. And whatever you spend in class per week, you should spend 3 times that amount outside of class, theoretically.
Yep.
So if you're in class for 3 hours, expect to spend another 9 outside of class doing homework, reading, and so on. Now, will everybody need that full amount? Maybe, maybe not. Some of you may be able to do with less, some of you may need more. But that's a good general rule of thumb. Try to budget that amount of time. And if it's, again, this is for a 16-week course. If it's an 8-week course, basically treat it as being double because you're trying to go through twice as fast.
Yep.
I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just trying to make sure you've got a realistic expectation so you don't overload yourself and have way too much to do in too little time.
That's where that planning that Professor Flaherty was
Yeah.
talking about comes in. You need to make sure you're planning it out
Yep.
so that you're allotting enough time for everything.
Yep.
And online classes, there's no face-to-face component for an online class. You don't have to show up at a specific time. Depending on the class, some may do a virtual office hour or a virtual meeting once a week. That's optional. They could have different things, but technically, if it's an online class, you don't have to show up at any special time. You do it when you have time. But there's usually a due date. If it's an what do they call it? OSL, which is self-paced with milestones, then the due dates are suggested until you hit that milestone, and that's a hard deadline. You've got to get a certain amount of material done by that hard deadline. But again, chat with your instructor to make sure you know what they're expecting. And then let's see. How many classes?
What did you also? Oh, I just want to say real quick about the materials you mentioned a little while ago. If you buy the materials ahead of time and you buy a book, don't take the shrink wrap off until you get to that first day of class. Can you? Because if you take it off and then the professor says, you know what, we're really not going to need this book for whatever reason, you can always go ahead and return it. If it's not shrink wrap, you get the full refund. Once you take their shrink wrap off, it's used. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind.
And in general, for most purposes, 12 credit hours is a full-time load. But you're asking how many classes. It's by the credit hour. It's not by the class. Because we have classes that are 1 credit hour I think there's a couple that are 2 credit hours. Most are 3, and some are even 4. So
I have a 5
just
one.
has to add up to 12. Yeah, occasionally 5. Not too often, but occasionally there'll be one for 5 credit hours.
Built-in Trades has one. It kind of drove me. Ah. All right. Let's see. Guys, if there's anybody here that already started their classes and you're here, it's a good thing. You're still here. You're going to get a lot of information that's going to help you. Don't feel bad about it, okay? I'm just proud that you're here and you're going to still be successful, more successful for being here than not.
Yeah, ideally we'd like to catch you before you start, but this will still help. So let's see.
Catalina asked, online, no face-to-face, just consisting of assignments and tests online that have a certain due date. Is that all? Yeah. So there are tons of different learning assignments, learning approaches. You'll have textbook reading that you'll be doing, and you will have those exams that you'll be doing. But there are lots of different types of assignments that we use in our classes to sort of reinforce that learning and to sort of assess where you are with that learning. Essentially, we're just trying to make sure that you are picking up on the material that we're wanting you to learn in those classes. But the basic breakdown, is that you will you'll be doing your reading, you'll have some assignments, and then you'll have your exams to check to make sure that you are learning what we expect you to learn.
I see a question about the library. I believe
They're gonna have
I
a
had a
session, I
librarian
think,
here
today.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I know there was a librarian here earlier.
Cindy was here,
Cindy?
but
I don't know
they
if she can hear me.
there are some days that they open after 5. Usually they are here after 5 or 6. And I want to say Sundays they open as well. So they don't open
Yes.
up Saturdays, but they open up on Sundays as well. A lot of
They're
it is
open.
that.
I'll just post the hours in the chat.
Thank you. Yeah, but
Mhm.
it's kind of an interesting thing because if you need a library, the local libraries outside of college can open sometimes on Saturdays. But Cindy, do you want to just come on here real quick and answer? If not, that's fine. But it's my understanding that the local libraries are available on Saturdays, but sometimes you need a place on Sunday, and that's why we're open on Sundays.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm here. I was at a desk. We are on call even when we're not open. We're on call, and we're watching the reference, the Ask a Librarian, and we can do paper review. So yeah, you'll catch a librarian every single day. So did I answer your
But you can catch
question?
them online, right? Online.
Yes,
If you go to the
yes,
website, you
we
can
are
see where they can
virtual.
catch it.
Right. From our website, you can send us, ask a librarian, you can send us emails. We'll help you with everything virtually on our days off here, but then even on holidays, but we're here otherwise. So,
And some of the classes, like I've got face-to-face
Thank you.
classes where I brought
Mhm.
material from the face-to-face from the labs. I took it down to the library and put it on reserve. So when you want to study for the lab tests or quizzes or whatever, and you can't get into the lab, you can go to the library because they've got much longer hours than what I can leave the lab open for. And I think anatomy and physiology's done that. Geology's done it. Biology is actually working on some things, I think, to take down there as well. Trying to remember who else. I think it
I
was
think a
mostly
lot of
those
the
3.
faculty around campus do that, one version of it or another, where they actually do take materials to the library as reference that any student can access. That is something that's fairly common within the faculty. We have an interesting question, and Raluca. This is her first time at an American college. How hard is it for foreigners to get classes and homework done in time and also graduate? I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that you're a foreigner. I think you can do it. I think anybody can do it. It may take you a little longer, but I don't know. Do you guys have experience with individuals maybe from other countries taking classes here by any
Yeah, for
chance?
sure. I've had lots of English as a second language students, and you, resources like we have tons of resources on campus. You you will not be alone. Every semester, I have students, and they are working extremely hard because it is more difficult, but um, I've had plenty of students that have been successful. It really is, again, it comes back to that time management where you have to sort of gauge how long you think it's going to take you, and put that time on your calendar and work at it. Dr. Weyer, you have any experience with that?
Yeah, I've had a number of foreign students in the past, and most of them do fine. It's again, it may take a little longer with picking up some of the English words because
Mhm.
science, like medical lab technology, is going to have a lot of new terminology. So a lot of it is weird terminology that they're trying to learn for the first time, but it's not that bad. And again, talk to your instructor because most of us are willing to help.
Yep.
Most of us, we all have office hours. I'm in my office hour most days, and nobody ever comes to ask me questions. But occasionally I'll have that student that will come. I had one that came every day after class and sat in here for 30 minutes asking more questions.
Yep.
And I had no problem with it because she passed the class. It was
Right.
what she needed to get through the class. I'm more than happy to do that. Just say something to your instructor. We're here to help you. I did see a couple of other questions on here. Wow, they all moved on me. Where'd they go? If the library doesn't have the materials, they can definitely get them, usually through things like interlibrary loan. And in some cases, if it's like a book, they may not actually get the book for you, but they may find another library that has it, and they may get a scanned PDF copy to give to you. And then where was it? Let's see.
There's another one about what OSL means.
OSL is online self-paced with milestones. So there are usually a couple of hard deadlines that you have to meet, but most of the other deadlines are suggested. So as long as you get it done by this one hard deadline or two hard deadlines in the class, that's all that's really required. So usually it's like midterm and final. So you have to get the first half of the class done by halfway through the class. The second half has to be done by the end of the class. I saw somebody here was asking about advising. And if the advisor is experienced with the major that the student selects. Most of our advisors, they're generalists. They can get you signed up for just about anything. My recommendation is once you've got a major in mind, talk to the advisor, but also go talk to that department.
Mhm.
Because like if you're going to go for medical lab technology or medical lab technician or whatever it is for Kerwin, sorry, I can't keep forgetting which one you are, but if you're going for his discipline, go and talk to him because he knows what you need a lot better than anyone else. So talk to the people in that discipline. They're going to be the best resource for you to make sure you're not overloading yourself.
Yeah, and often we'll have advice on sequencing for your classes as well. We can sort of advise you on which classes to pair together, just because we have more experience with which classes students tend to struggle with, and making sure that you have that maybe a class that will prepare you a little bit better for that particular class. Usually a good idea. Somebody asked where they can see their degree plan. You can find that under Eagle Self-Service, actually. You can see all your classes there that are required for your degree. And you can kind of, there's a feature there that'll actually let you like plan it out. So it'll let you sort of check and pick which classes you want to take each semester. That doesn't register you for those classes. It's just like a wish list, essentially, a way for you to track how you're going to sequence your courses and get them all done. What else we have?
Looks like Rohan had asked, how does Blackboard work? We covered that a little earlier. So there was a whole walkthrough on that. Once this whole meeting is over, they're going to publish the video, I believe. So you'll have a walkthrough of Blackboard once the video is available that you can go
Yes.
back and watch how to get into it, how to navigate through it.
And that's in our YouTube channel. There is,
Mhm.
I'm going to post it. We have Dr. Reese. She usually does this session, and she goes into a lot of details as to how, even more than what she normally does in orientation and what Dr. Weger did today. She will go into it, a lot of details, and I'll post that in the chat. And you can actually, everybody can go ahead and watch it if you have any further questions as well, because it's a more detailed explanation of how how Blackboard works. All right. I
And
think we're
we
about
got
to
one
wrap.
here from Carrie Long about getting an email to select classes, but none of the classes she needs are there. What I would do is check the online availability, but also if you know which specific classes you need, contact the department to find out when they're going to be available. Because depending on the major, depending on the class, some of the really specific classes are maybe offered every other year, or maybe only in the spring and not in the fall. So
Right.
contact the departments to see when that specific class is going to be offered next.
All right. I think it's time to start wrapping it up, guys. Any last
Yep.
tips, wisdom, any last minute things that maybe we should be covering and then we haven't?
Check your Blackboard feedback. Make sure you're checking your feedback and applying that for future assignments. That's one of the things that kind of drives me a little bit batty sometimes is students making pretty small mistakes that could be easily fixed, but just because they're not checking their feedback, they're not seeing that they need to fix that. That's a very common issue.
I get that a lot with my discussion boards.
Yep.
Sometimes their discussion board post will be this big, and I'm writing a response this big explaining what they did wrong and how to fix it, but then they don't read it, so they make the same mistake again.
Right.
When we leave you feedback, we're trying to help you do it better so you don't lose points in the future. But that only works if you read it. So please check that feedback. And again, please talk to your instructor. Don't leave us hanging. Don't just disappear for 2 weeks and then say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got deployed, or I got this or this happened." Tell us ahead of time so we can work with you.
Yep.
And especially if you're military, because if you're military, you get deployed, tag us ahead of time so that we can build in the extra time, or we can do what we can to help you. So while you're gone, you don't get too far behind. Sorry.
No, thank you so much. Yes. Yes, there are some online books. There is a question about online books. There are some classes that do have them, and that's something that your faculty member can guide you through it, because sometimes they include all of that in your class anyway. All right. Troy, I'm going to let you know we are going to have somebody that can help answer that question a little later. And so we can definitely help you with that. Okay. If you just hang tight with us here. All right. Thank you very much to our faculty. As usual, I am always so happy and blessed to have you guys on board. You make it so much easier for me. Can't do this without you. Thank you very much. And I hope
Thank
to
you,
see
ma'am.
you around.
Welcome.
All right.
Take care.
Now, we're going to go through my little PowerPoint in a minute. I'm going to show you some things that are just important for you guys to be aware of. And then afterwards, we are going to go ahead and move into something else real quick. And then we're going to keep going. because we have a fun-filled day, and I promise you I'm going to try to get out of here as quickly as I can. Where are we? Here we go. So I want to share my PowerPoint. Yes, there we go. Okay. So here's one of those slides. Now we're going to come to some slides that if you want to screenshot it, take a pic. This is it, just so remember. At the very beginning, I mentioned that there are certain places and certain people that you should always just kind of get their contact info and keep it in mind in case you have any questions. This is one of those slides. This is the, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure who to ask. I need to figure something out. These are some of the 2 emails right here that you can go to, and you can go ahead and let us know if you have any questions. For books and instructional materials, you guys were asking about that as well. These are the websites for our bookstore. Make sure that you're going to this Central Campus bookstore for those of you that are here in Texas. If you're outside of Texas, Barnes & Noble College. And if you need to see what are the materials that you will need for your class, that is that very first link that we have here. So take a pic, take a moment, see what we have going on for you guys. Oh. Online student tools. We've been talking about checking your email. It's not just any email. You should be checking your CTC Eagle Mail. Everybody gets their Eagle Mail after they register for their first class with Central Texas College. So please, if you have already done so, you should get an email letting you know how you access it. If for some reason you did not get that email, you can go ahead and go into our website and attempt to actually log into it and just say, I don't know who, I need my information to log in. There's a place for that. And they will actually go ahead and help guide you. Our IT department has a way of doing it. It is all in the web page. But usually the emails are first initial, last name at stu.ctcd.edu. If for some reason there's multiple people with that combination already, then you will have a number attached after. And usually they go sequentially. So you can actually access it. This is through Google. It's powered by Google, which means that if you already have a Google account, you can go ahead and add it to your application for your email in Google. If not, you can also forward your emails from this email to whatever other location you would prefer, that other email that you access commonly. This is how CTC will communicate with you. It is super important that you actually go ahead and log on to verify this email as often as possible. If you are here in Central Campus or in Texas and you would like to actually get a student ID, you can actually get it here in building 209, which is our enrollment center. You have to physically be here to actually get one. We cannot send it out to you outside. You can use it here on our campus to use a lot of our services. For example, our student lounge, the gym, library, and some of the labs here on campus require that you have this with you. So please make sure that you know it. It includes your CTC ID number. That is your student number. And it is something that you can be requested if you're here in our Central Campus. If you're in Central Campus, you also are required to have a parking permit. These parking permits are free. You just stick them in the back of your car, and you can just go to our campus police and bring your vehicle registration, your CTC ID, and a driver's license. It really doesn't matter if the car is registered to you or not. What's important is that you let us know that you're the one driving it. It's mostly for things along the lines of something happened to your vehicle and we need to get a hold of you and figure out who this vehicle belongs to on our campus. So it's not so much about the fact that it's registered to your parents or anything like that. It's more about knowing if something happens, who do we need to contact? Make sure that you do not park in any reserve spots, official only, things of that nature, because you can get a ticket. And definitely, unless you are have an appropriate placard. Do not park in any handicap spots. All right, let's see here. Texting, we like to text our students. As of right now, this is the text number that we're using. This may change. However, you may want to save this in case you want to make sure that you're getting as much of our texting information as possible. We might again change this, but for now, this is the number that we're using. So please save it to your phone so that you know it's coming from us and you don't think that we're spamming you. Let's see. And then now we're going to go into our success coaches. Miss Charlotte Wesley, along with her team, her fabulous team, made up of Jessica Gonzalez and Christopher White. I'm super excited to have them here. You ready, Charlotte? You
We're
ready?
ready.
All right. Well, welcome aboard and take it away. Do you want me to share the slides or do you guys want to do it?
You can share the slides. That's fine.
Okay. Just let me know.
Okay. All right. Good morning, CTC learners. Yay! Welcome to CTC. So I am here. I am Charlotte Wesley, and I am here to introduce to you your student success coach team. Okay, joining me on this team, we have Christopher White and Jessica Gonzalez. So we make up your student success coach team. Each of you first-time in college students are assigned to your very own specific coach. So what is success coaching? Well, I'm glad you asked. So success coaching is a program that does just what it says, success coaching, to guide you, the student, through your very first semester and beyond to get you through to completion. How cool is that? So you don't have to worry about trying to go through this program or go through college by yourself. You're a first time in college student. You're confused. You've got questions about how to get started. Where do I start? What does this all mean? How do I even be a college student? So all of these questions are things that the Success Coach team can help you navigate through. So personalized support aimed at helping students navigate their academic journey. That is what we do. Foster a supportive community. So what I want to share with you, success coaching, think of three things: belonging, connection, relationship. Those three things we find that leads to persistence that helps you get through the semester and beyond. So belonging, we want you, the students, to feel like you belong here on campus and that you're forming a connection and building relationships. And like I always say, our motto here amongst the success coaches is that we want you to think of us as your very first friends on campus. So we're your friends and we're here to guide you through community and campus resources. And I know I'm skipping around the slides, Marcelli, but I don't like just reading through PowerPoint slides.
You're good. You're good. I'm trying to make it work, but I'm like, fine, okay, we'll make it work.
Okay.
We'll do what you want.
Yeah. So again, remember, students, if you don't remember anything else about the success coaches, but we've got some other information and we're here to take questions from you as well. But belonging, connection, and relationships. You're not here on this campus by yourself. As first time in college students, you're gonna have questions, you're gonna run into issues. Come by and see your success coach, and you're gonna hear in a minute about the benefit of being in the SOAR program. The SOAR program is what we call this whole success coaching program. SOAR is what you, first time in college students, will do, is soar through your academic journey. Okay. Again, I express the um, concern for our first time in college students getting into your classes. So once you're in your classes, all right, so now what do I do now that I'm in? Jessica is going to talk to you about the Blackboard course that you have the privilege of being enrolled in. So Jessica, are you there?
Good morning, students. I'm Jessica Gonzalez, Student Success Coach here at CTC. It's a pleasure to be here today. And just like Charlotte Wesley said, I'm going to go over a SOAR course. And I do believe that our professor a little bit earlier gave you quite a thorough review of Blackboard, which I absolutely loved. So each of our students at CTC who are first time in college, first time at CTC, will have access to a course in Blackboard, called SOAR. So Mariceli, is it okay if I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm trying to take away the sharing. Here it is. Sorry.
You got it? Okay.
Okay, so let me see if, there we go. Is everyone able to see what is on the screen?
Yes.
Can you see? Perfect. Awesome. Fantastic. So like Charlotte introduced, our students have access to this course in Blackboard, Blackboard called SOAR, Student Success Coaching. And the purpose of this course is to help you find information as a student at CTC, and a lot of thought and effort went into this course. This is a living course. We are constantly updating this course. And one very important thing that I want you to know is that we do realize, I know the professor earlier was mentioning the amount of hours you're enrolled. You know, some of you will have, a class, a developmental class that might have a lecture lab component. This course is not meant for credit purposes, nor is this course meant for any homework, any assignment. It is truly a resource course. So my colleagues and I, and there are 3 of us on our team, Chris and Charlotte, we scoured the CTC website, thought about what it was like when we were students in college, and what is it that we needed to know. Very basic things, and sometimes we don't always know where to start, where to begin, and this is exactly where you should begin. Just like the other courses that you may have in Blackboard, this course too is identical in look and in form. You will see all the tabs running at the top that will let you know where you are residing in course. So wherever you see the purple highlight is the tab that you are under. We too have a start here. When you have access to your SOAR course, which is typically 3 days before, and I believe I heard that it could be as early as tomorrow, possibly Saturday. The start here was designed with helping you where to actually begin, because many of you, you are logged into this course, you don't know where to begin. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. And so what we actually did is I actually took screenshots of all of the tabs on top to kind of help you, not just, okay, I'm in this course, what do I do? To actually navigate within these tabs in SOAR as well. And these tabs are the similar tabs that you'll see in Blackboard for all the other courses that you may have. So this is a pretty long document. I have screenshots as well to help you navigate in the course, but this will also help you navigate within your other courses in Blackboard as well. It's also going to discuss all of the different folders that we have in Blackboard and what resides in these folders to help you as a student. And again, I don't want to inundate you with all of this, but like your other courses, click on Start Here, and this document will load. And I do realize that it's a lot to read. I do understand that, and it's hard when you're sitting here reading on a screen, but I promise you this will help you just navigate within the framework of SOAR. In addition to your Start Here, We have a welcome message from our department. Next, you will see meet your student success coaches, course facilitators. You will see a bio of each one of us within this link. You will also see our contact information as well, including office hours and appointment hours, although we are here daily from 7:30 to 5:30. Myself, Jessica Gonzalez, my colleague, Christopher White, and our student success coordinator, our lead, is Miss Charlotte Wesley. And again, after each of our short bios, you will find our contact information. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us at any time. You will also have a course syllabus. And yes, it is, exactly what your professor said earlier, is that this course, the expectations, but for us, this course syllabus tells you immediately that this is a non-credit, zero credit, no homework type of course. Again, information about what we hope to accomplish at the end of the term and why this course was designed for you, the student, in mind. No assignments, no grading. And one folder that we are most proud of is starting the semester strong, tips and campus resources. And you will notice that there are different icons. You will see like a document icon that tells you it is a document. And a folder icon will tell you that there are documents stored within the folder. And this one, starting the semester strong, tips and campus resources. This is where we scoured the CTC website. And again, we thought, okay, what do students need? Where do I need to go? I need an ID. I need a parking pass. I need help with tutoring. Maybe I need to contact disability support services. I'm having a hard day today. Maybe I just need a mental health and wellness counseling appointment. So we have every link in the kitchen sink that you could possibly imagine in this one folder. So if you're not sure where to go, look at the Starting the Semester Strong Tips and Campus Resources. Start here. And just to name a few, we have the map. And you will see this icon, which will give you an example. If you click right on it, it's going to take you straight to CTC website, straight to the actual, it will take you straight to the link. Obtain a student ID card. Exactly where you need to go for a student ID as a CTC student. How do I get my parking permit? Straight to our campus police resources. How do I find my schedule? Where is the bookstore? If you're in a CTE program, CAPE program, we have a textbook lending and child care assistance. One I highly recommend is IT services. We are talking about your student Eagle Mail password, getting help with IT help desk. Please utilize this resource as you're learning to set up the multiple software programs that you'll be using at CTC. All of us are here to help you. We have a folder for all things financial aid, a link for veteran services. I'm hungry. I am now really. Campus dining, food pantry. Many students, faculty, and staff can experience a food insecurity. We have a food pantry, and all you need is an ID card. Building your new community. This is Mariceli's Life, our director of Student Life. Any of you want to get involved in any type of club, student organizations, including game rooms, tournament, and activity. The handbook of what is expected of you as a student, and our college catalog. This is the newest version. It just came out, 24-25. Academic calendar, when the semester begins, when it ends, holidays, etc. And this folder, academic support. When you are struggling in classes, I believe earlier one of the presenters, one of our faculty members stated, please do not wait. Please reach out to us for help. Disability support services. We have a multimedia lab, and we have computers in our library. It's an amazing lab. Academic studio for all types of tutoring, excuse me. Advanced math lab. We're talking college algebra to calculus to statistics. the Writing Center, library services. We have this amazing link that I do want to show you. It's called Campus and Community Resources. For many of you, that live in and around Killeen, Copperas Cove, Fort Cavazos, etc., this list can give you information outside of our institution. In addition, as you're scrolling down, you will also see our campus list of departments, the building they are located in, and the room number, to include their phone number as well. Mental health resources, we have an amazing counseling group, campus police, sign up for emergency alert system. And if you remember a few minutes ago, I was making a comment about videos, about CTC logins, different types of software, the how-to videos, handouts, help with CTC logins, TrackCloud, Eagle self-service, how to use Blackboard, access Blackboard, email. If you have to submit an electronic form, we have videos, including written instructions. We have a folder, all different types of study tips, Math Express, writing, reading, notes. And for this semester, I developed a course discussion that we are using. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, your program of study. And as student success coaches, we do want to meet you. We want to meet you where you are, and we want to learn a little bit about you. You are the very reason that the Student Success Coaching Department came to be, and you are the very reason that we developed this Blackboard course, which I'm always so excited about. This is my passion. I love this completely. And please do not hesitate to reach out to us. And I'm going to go ahead and hand it over back to Ms. Wesley. And Ms. Wesley, is there anything else you'd like me to cover?
No,
Are we
thank you,
good?
Jessica. Yeah, we're good.
Yes, ma'am.
So one thing I want to share, another thing that I want to share with the students, to the things that we offer. So as success coaches, for you, we want to meet you where you are. So wherever you, the students, are on campus, that's where you're going to find the success coaches. We're going to come to you to visit you in the classrooms. We offer workshops and seminars. So some of the workshops, like this past semester, we had a workshop that we offered in the library, and it was titled, How Do You Plan to Tackle Your Semester? So we were there to meet and talk with the students about their plans for how they plan to tackle their classes, or if they had any barriers, or if they just didn't know how they were going to handle their classes or go through the semester. We were there to offer tips. So with that in mind, I always ask the coaches to share a success tip for the student. And in just a moment, you're going to hear from Christopher White. So if I had to share a tip for students, I always say connections, get involved with activities and things that are here on campus. Because once you get involved, you're going to just continue to thrive around campus and continue to build relationships. And that's what being a college student sometimes is about, building your relationships moving forward. So Christopher?
Good afternoon, good morning, everyone. My tip is just to do your homework. Just that simple, please. Do your homework for every assignment. I know you're probably going to think this is so simple, and of course I'm going to do my homework, but as things will come up and you might start missing assignments, and that just affects you. Those zeros go into the grade book, just add up, and then you won't be successful. And I know most people don't like wasting your time and having your time wasted. So don't waste your own time. Please do your homework, go to class, and you will be successful. You graduate CTC with honors, walk that stage proudly. But yes, do your homework, and like Wesley said, make those connections. Please come see us if you have any questions, concerns. We'll be happy to help you. We'll walk you through campus, take you to where you need to go, direct you to the right people who have that expert information. And yes, we're just happy to have you as Eagles. Have a great rest of your day, and please do your homework.
Jessica, what's your one success tip?
If I had a success tip, it would be make best friends with your course instructors, the professors. They are that is they are, or if you've got one teacher too, they are your go-to people. Please do not wait, do not hesitate. As a former faculty myself, we have office hours and they want to see you. They want to help you. Do not wait till the last minute. If you're struggling with something, use Blackboard messages, email to reach out to them. I do want to make one more announcement before I forget. Earlier, I believe one of the professors that was going through Blackboard was mentioning you're going to have access to this course pretty soon. Once you're enrolled in the SOAR course, you're also going to receive a welcome email about this course. So be looking out for that as well.
Okay. Hey, Marcelli, can you show the screen that shows the students who their success coach is? So students, you're assigned a success coach by your last name.
Actually, I'm going to do something a little different if that's okay with you.
Awesome. Cool.
I'm going to put the poll out and people are going to pick who their success coach is.
Okay.
I'm trying something new, guys.
Charlotte, 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 Charlotte.
Can y'all see it? Can my students see it? I hope so. So if you notice, I need
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, so if you look, it's got the name of the coaches, and right next to it, it's got, this is my last name, right? So you get to pick who your coach is by last name. And it's got the letters of your last name, and they're all kind of everywhere. So make sure that you pick who your coach is. We're going to see who wins today, okay? Who's the winner today, guys? Is it going to be Charlotte? Is it going to be Chris? Or is it going to be Jessica? Who's got the most students online today? We want to see. I want to see this. Because this is exciting, guys. Come on. Come on. I know we have more people in here. Come on. Pick your
Charlotte.
coach.
Charlotte.
Chris. I'm going to pick. You know what? I'm picking Chris because he's my coach.
I'm voting for Charlotte.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see. You can't see it? Everybody? I don't know. Let's see. We have about 40 votes.
Okay,
I think
Corey,
we have
I
more
see
people.
you.
Okay, I'm
Is it-
struggling here. How do I do this vote?
Okay. It should be click on the Slido thing. Yes, click on Slido. Does that let you see it? SLIDO. Can you see it? It's kind of hard because
I
I'm
don't
on the back
see
end.
I don't see a Slido.
What do you see, Charlotte?
Should be in
You
the
see it?
chat.
Or Chris? It's in the chat?
Yeah, it's in the chat box.
Okay, look
Oh.
at the
I
chat
think you
box.
have to have the chat box open in order for you to see it.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Do you see it now?
I don't
Go,
see it. I want to throw
Jessica,
this
go.
on a bigger screen and see if that helps.
Yes. Okay.
Uh,
I don't
oh,
know.
I see Slido. I see it.
You see it now?
Perfect.
Oh,
Yes. Let's see if it lets me
Cool.
choose anything now.
yeah, let's see. Oh, something moved. Something moved.
Jessica's winning.
She's
Jessica's
winning. Oh, Jessica, I think you're going to win by a landslide on this one.
Yay,
job,
Jessica.
Yay, Jessica.
All right. So I'm going to close all the voting, guys.
Lunch on Jessica today.
Yeah, you're paying. Ha! No, all right, guys. This is cool. This is cool. So I hope this helps you figure out who your coach is and you know who to go see if you have any questions. Oh, Rocky said lunch. Rocky's in. Rocky's in. All right, guys. Thank you. Any other questions or anything else other than where we're gonna have for lunch? Where are we going for lunch? Anything else for the coaches? Coaches, anything else? Anything else, Charlotte?
No,
You
come
good?
and see us. Come and see us and be looking for us around
Have a
campus.
great day.
You may see us on a mobile cart. You may see us in the library. You may see us in the planetarium. You may see us over in the cafeteria area. You just never know where the coaches are going to be.
All right. Well, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Let's get this party rolling. All right. So up next we have financial aid, and I've seen that Stacy has been answering some questions along the way, here and there. And Stacy, you there?
I'm here.
There she is.
Did you get the updated PowerPoint or do
No.
I need to share?
You share. You
Okay,
do
that
you.
sounds like a plan to me. Let's see.
So guys, this is Stacy. She is here to talk about financial aid and all the fun stuff.
Yes. So I'm Stacy Pritt. I'm the Associate Director here in Financial Aid. And today we're going to go over a few things for you guys that are new students starting out. And if you have questions, put it in the chat box and Mariceli will tell me because I can't see anything while I'm sharing. Okay, so today we're going to talk about financial aid resources, which are grants, work study, student loans, and scholarships. So if you have not filled out your FAFSA yet, go to studentaid.gov. CTC school code is 004003. The 25-26 FAFSA will be available in December, and the 24-25 is still available to fill out until June 20th of 2025. And that's to cover spring and summer 2025. Now we still have classes that are available this fall, and as long as they end by December 31st, financial aid will cover them if you qualify. Okay, so here's some basic information for those of you that are new to financial aid and haven't gotten it before. So you want to be sure to have access to your Eagle self-service. That is where you will get the most updated information from your student finance. And I'll give you show you a picture of that here in a second. Funds are released to the business office 10 days prior to the start of your class day or the next business day if it falls on a Saturday. Refunds are processed by the student finance department, and they generally start processing those 30 days after classes start date. Make sure you add your bank account information on your Eagle self-service to receive your refund sooner, because if they have to send you a check, that's going to go through the mail and it's going to take a little while longer. First-time loan borrowers, loans do not release until 30 days after the start of class once you are in 6 credit hours at the same time. So if you have one class that started, say, in August, but your other class doesn't start until the 15th of October, until you're considered in both of those classes, which won't be until October, we will not disperse, and that timeline will not start until that second class starts. CTC Financial Aid communicates with you through your Eagle Mail account. So just like Mariceli said, you need to make sure that you have access to that information. The sooner you gain access, the more information you will have available to you at your fingertips. So this is what your Eagle Self-Service Student Finance View will look like. You will see the bubbles. You can select the term that you're in. This one's from fall of 18, so it's a little outdated, but this is what you will still see. So you'll see your charges, whatever payments you have made, financial aid. If you have any sponsorships, waivers, VA, etc., that's going to show here. Your refunds will show here. If it's a negative amount, that's how much your refund is, a negative amount. A positive amount means that's money you owe. A negative amount is money that will come to you. And then if you notice, there are little upside down triangles on each of those tabs. You can expand those and you can see how much your charges were, how much your tuition rate was, how much your financial aid was broken down by each individual section, and then any sponsorships, waivers, etc., that'll be in there as well. And then when it shows that your refund is in process and you have a zero balance, process means that they're in the process of issuing you your refund. Once the refund is issued, there will be either a it'll either say check and it'll have a check number beside it if it was sent via check, or it'll show as an electronic deposit. Okay, so a few points of interest. Like I said before, if you're registering for class, make sure those classes end by December 31st for the fall semester to be covered by financial aid. All classes must be required for your active program of study for financial aid to cover it. So, for example, if you're on a law degree and you're taking culinary arts, we're not going to cover those. Students must maintain satisfactory academic progress, and it's ran at the end of each semester and may determine your eligibility for the following semester. So if you do poorly on this first semester, we give you what's called a warning typically, and that's basically us saying, okay, you had a rough semester, we're going to still give you financial aid for the following semester, but you really need to show us that you can improve that. SAP standards are 67% completion for the term for all hours attempted and maintaining a 2.0 GPA. That's how you keep your financial aid. So we also have what's called work study. And this is closed until spring. We've hired the max amount of work studies that we can. But in order for you to be part of the work study program, you have to be in 6 credit hours, have to have enough in your cost of attendance, and you have to apply through the e-forms to as your application to get into the work study program. And work study program is a part-time employment. It's on campus or off campus. We don't have as many off campus as we typically have. I think most of ours are on campus, and our on campus is any of the departments you can think of. We pretty much supply a work study for. I think Mariceli even got a work study. Did you get 1 or 2?
I almost had 2, but the cutoff. We were just
Man,
waiting for some paperwork, and by the time he got, see,
dang
this is
it.
why it's important to check your Eagle Mail, guys.
There you go,
This
right there.
person, because he didn't check his Eagle Mail, they were waiting for him. He got cut off, and then by
Yeah.
the time he went back and said, "Yes, I'm here. I'm getting my stuff work," it was
Yeah.
they wouldn't let us hire him.
Yeah, the federal government gives us an amount, and once we reach that amount, we can't go over that amount as far as funding goes, and so does the state. So we've reached our max for the fall. We're hoping we might have some more funds in the spring, depending on how many students come back in the spring, how many graduate, those kind of things. Okay, so here's some important deadlines. For submitting your FAFSA for fall is June 1st in order for us to guarantee you to be processed for the start of the fall semester. This is what the important dates are. So for the spring, you must have had that FAFSA in by October 1st in order for us to guarantee that it will be available to you by the spring. Summer semester, it's April 1st. And then when applying for loans, we have some deadlines for each semester. So for fall, the deadline is coming up, which is October 30th to receive loans for the fall semester. Spring, it is March 30th, and then summer, it is June 30th. Okay, so when you're looking for information on how to get a hold of us, if you want to take a screenshot of this, this is the best way to get a hold of us. Our financial.aid@ctcd.edu is our primary email address. Our primary phone number is that 526-1508. My information was at the beginning of the session, and you can contact me directly. Please, if you have questions about financial aid, come by and see us. We're in building 215, room 121A. We are here all hours during business hours. So we're here from 7:30 to 5:30 Monday through Thursday, and Fridays from 7:30 to 11:30 during fall and spring semesters. The other opportunities that you have for some more funding is scholarships. So the CTC Foundation does our scholarships. And the way that works is you will apply via the Academic Works, and that's through the CTC website. The scholarship portal will open up for the 25-26 academic year, December 1st, and will close February 28th. So this is, again, one of those, let's take a snapshot so that we make sure we have the right information when the time comes. You might want to put it in your calendar so that you know when to hit that application and get those filled out, because the sooner you get them in, the sooner you can be looked at. And I think that's it for me. Jen is up next.
We have some questions for you though,
Okay.
really quickly
will-
here, because let's see. When I did my FAFSA before, I wasn't eligible, but there's been circumstance changes in the family dynamic. Is it possible that I can be eligible again?
Yes. So right now we're going off of 2022's tax information for the FAFSA. So if between 2022 and today, your income has decreased 25% or more, come by and see us or email us and request what's called a special circumstance form. And this will go off of the information as of today. And
All
you'll
right.
have to submit documentation. There's a long list of documentation that comes with this form, and then we will reprocess you.
Okay. If you're part of the foster care system, is there any other form that you have to fill out or just FAFSA?
I don't believe so. There's a question on there that asks if you were a part of the foster care system. If you have, I think it's called a waiver for your tuition, that would go over to student finance over at the business office.
Hey, wait, Mariceli, can you make sure that everybody knows if they are former foster care, they should connect with BIA? Because that's the liaison that helps all foster care students, and there is actually a waiver, and she can help students navigate that process.
Oh,
Yes.
great. Thanks, Julie.
And Bia is probably online, but she'll be talking in a little bit. So just Bia, can you put your information in the chat for us, please? Because I know you're here somewhere.
I will. Give me just a
Thank-
second.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. I need to change my bank account info and self-service, but it's asking me to confirm the account number online, which I don't have access to. Who do I contact?
You would contact student finance over at the business office.
Okay. I received financial aid and it was released and paid for tuition, but now it says currently ineligible on the comment section of the financial aid.
Okay, so if you're not currently enrolled in 12 credit hours, which is considered full-time for financial aid, we adjust the amount that's paid out for your financial aid. So that ineligible part is what's left over from that 12 credit hour amount, if that makes sense.
Can you
If
please
it doesn't, let me know.
Can you please briefly go over what it is to maintain it? Because you have to maintain your financial aid. It's not just getting it, it's maintaining it.
Yes. So the way to maintain your financial aid is you must complete at least 67% of the classes that you attempt each semester. And then you must have at least a 2.0 GPA at the end of that semester in order to qualify. So if your GPA, if you complete all your classes, but your GPA drops below the 2.0, you can be at risk for losing your financial aid. And like I said, we give you what's called a warning the first semester that, you know, something happens. And it's basically us telling you, okay, you messed up. That's okay. You have another semester to show us that you can do the work. And now, if you mess up both semesters, you will go on suspension.
All right. My FAFSA was completed. When can I apply for scholarships and grants?
Repeat that.
She already completed her FAFSA. She needs to know, or he, I can't remember. When do I apply for scholarships or grants?
And Chris is right. Grants are a part of the FAFSA application. So when you fill out the FAFSA application, it actually covers the Pell Grant, and then it also covers our state grant. So by filling that out, you automatically get looked at for both the Pell Grant and the state grants that we have available. And then for scholarships, if you want to apply for those, again, that's that December 1st through February 28th is when the 25-26 academic year scholarships will open up. The 24-25 has already closed. They did open up the portal for fall of 24 back in July for 1 month. But we were informed yesterday that they will not be opening up for spring because they do not have any extra funding.
All right, let's see. Eva answered the other one. All right, that's all we have for now. Thank you so much.
Oh, one quick
Mhm.
addition. If they are wanting state grants, which means they're a Texas resident, they would need to fill out the Texas state grant form in the financial aid section of their e-forms.
All right. For FAFSA or for spring, I didn't get in by October 1st. It doesn't really matter. It's more about making sure that you do it as quickly as possible. They have specific dates for when they guarantee that you're going to get the money in time. After that, you can still submit it. That does not mean that you're going to get it in time before classes begin.
We will still be processing all the way up until they close that FAFSA form.
Mm-hmm.
And if you qualified and you were in fall, spring, and summer classes, you would still be eligible.
All right, guys, we need to move on. So let's go on to veteran success. I know you're here, Jen, somewhere.
Yep, I'm here.
This is Jen. Jen Sembridge from our Veterans Services Department.
Yes,
And she's
ma'am.
going to be talking to us a little bit about what they offer our students.
And then Mariceli, can I have you pull the PowerPoint up for me, please? I do not have it on my side. So like Mariceli said, I'm Jen and I am from Veteran Services. And today I'm just going to kind of go over the different benefits that you can utilize. I did see that I had a question in the chat about deadlines for submitting, and we don't have necessarily hard deadlines for submitting. You'll submit what's called a VEC to us, and we just say as soon as you register for your classes, get that submitted so that we can get it processed. And Mariceli is showing a white screen right now.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I apologize. Where is my... Where are you with X? It's just, I did something here. We just exit out of it.
I was gonna say I saw it for a second there and then it went away.
Okay, so
there. Yeah, well, I can kind of see it. So the very first step in receiving your benefits is going to be to go to va.gov to apply for those benefits. When you get there, you're going to navigate through to where it says VA benefits and healthcare. Then you'll click on the education and training and how to apply. It's going to open up some different pages for you. You're going to scroll down, answer the questions. And once you answer all those questions, you'll be submitting it. It can take up to 30 days for you to receive your certificate of eligibility in the mail. We may be able to see it sooner than that, but just know that's another one of the reasons that we have you guys submit it as soon as possible, because if they haven't processed it through their system, we can't certify you until that's done. Next slide, please. Okay, so the VEC, it went back to the VA slide. So the VEC, that's the Veterans Enrollment Certificate. What that is, it's a form that you'll fill out through eTrieve, and it tells us what degree plan you're going to be on, what classes you're taking. This is important because it is the form that tells us, one, that you're going to want to be using your benefits, and two, that it's what triggers us to report to the VA to certify you in those classes. So if this form's not filled out, then we don't know that you're going to want to be using benefit for the term. Now, when do you fill out a VEC? You're going to do that anytime you add classes. So if you are taking 2 classes at the start of a term and then halfway through decide you want to add more on, then we'll need another VEC for that. If you drop or withdraw from classes, you'll need to reach out to us via email to let us know that you've done that. That way we can uncertify those classes. Because if we don't know what classes you're in and you're still certified for them, then the VA may overpay you and then you'll owe that money back. So let's see here. Next slide, please. I didn't see the chapter slide. There we go. Okay, so there are numerous chapters when it comes to your veterans benefits, and you may not know which one that you qualify for. You can contact the VA. Your certificate of eligibility will also tell you that. But so the first one is Chapter 35. That's for survivors and dependents of individuals who have died, captured, or missing, or who has a service-related disability. And with Chapter 35, that one pays a monthly stipend to the student directly. So with that, you pair that usually with like your FAFSA, your financial aid, scholarships, whatever's going to pay for your actual classes, because that's not going to get to you until usually about 30 days after the start of class. So you also get a annual book stipend, and they can break it up into the smaller amounts so that you can use it for multiple terms. There's also the Chapter 30, which is the Montgomery GI Bill for active duty. And that's for people who have served at least 2 years on active duty. Then Chapter 33 is the post 9/11 GI Bill. That's for people who served on active duty after September 10th of 2001. It can also be used by dependents if it is transferred to them by the service member. And then we have the Chapter 31, which is the VRNE program, and that's for individuals with a service-connected disability that limits their ability to work and prevents them from working. So with the Chapter 31, we do have 2 VA representatives in our office that work directly for the VA, and that's Mr. Davis and Mr. Morgan. So if you are new to utilizing VA benefits and you don't know where to start as far as what benefit you might have, what benefit you might be able to use, they are an excellent resource in our office that can definitely help you with that. They can also help you as a service member with a disability. They can connect you to other community resources as well. So they are a very big benefit that we have in our department as well. Okay, I'm sorry. Now you can go back to the slide that we were on. Yes. Okay. When should you submit your VEC? That, like I said, is as soon as possible. If you are already signed up for your classes and you haven't submitted your VEC yet, do it now so that we can get that processed for you. Sometimes we might have questions or we might need additional information. We want to be able to give you guys as much time as possible so that your benefit can be applied as quickly as possible. If you haven't applied for your benefits yet, again, do that as quickly as possible so that we can get that processed. As far as like Chapter 30 and 35 goes, since they, pay 30 days after the start of classes, you can still apply for that benefit and have it, take effect. They're going to pay you out directly. They don't pay that to the school. Like if you're starting classes on Tuesday, excuse me. But if you are starting classes on Tuesday and you have 31 or 33 and you haven't applied for that yet, then you may have to prepay for those classes or get with financial aid to get the classes taken care of so that you're not dropped from the classes for non-payment. Another thing, we don't have a Hazelwood slide, do we? Okay, yeah, so another benefit that can be utilized is the Hazelwood, and that is for if your home of record or place of entry is Texas. So that's another benefit that you may qualify for. So if you have questions about that, anybody in the Veteran Services Department can help you out with that. So you have to have your DD-214 so that we can verify where you entered and all of that. Thank you. And they just put a link in the chat for the information on Hazelwood. And then currently on the screen, a good screen to take a picture of, that's the VA representatives that we have on campus, Mr. Morgan and Mr. Davis. I'm also going to put our contact information in the chat. And then, okay. Is there any other questions that we have right now for us?
I'm sorry, I have not been looking at questions either.
No, Lucettes looking at them as well too. So
I think she's.
I like to ask a question.
yes.
It pertains to the Hazelwood Act. So
Okay.
I just retired a few months ago here, and I'm Fort Cavazos. And I've asked about the Hazelwood Act, and I'm not for sure if I've been getting good information when it comes to, do you have to have all of your federal benefits exhausted before using the Hazelwood, or can you use it prior to?
Do you have your DD-214?
Oh, yes.
I'm going to send you a private message to get some information, and then I can look into it further for you, and then I can get back to you on what all we need. But give me a few minutes and I'll get back on that. So is your name on?
Yes, Terrence Mackey. That's
Perfect. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, thank you.
Terrence.
Yeah, a lot of these things are very specific. Anything that has to do with financial aid, especially financial aid and VA, they're very specific. There's a lot of details to it, so it's really hard for us to go into a lot of details unless you they can actually go into the system and actually look at your details. So,
Mariceli,
yes.
I also want to point out that we want to stress that you can use VA benefits and financial aid together. There's a big disconnect right now with military thinking that they cannot use financial aid if they have VA. You can use financial aid if you have VA as long as you qualify.
And it doesn't matter what chapter you have. So even if you have 33 or 31, you can still pair those together. Same with like tuition assistance, which the Veteran Services Department, we don't do the tuition assistance up here. That's done through the Education Center at whatever base you're at. But that can also be done, utilized with financial aid.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you very much to
I had a
Jen.
quick question.
Yes.
So I am a military spouse, but my father is also 100% disabled through the VA. Would I be able to use the Chapter 35?
That's another question. I'm going to have to look at it for you because it's going to be specific. So is Carrie Long, is that your name on like with your student files and everything?
Yes, ma'am. It might have Carrie Ann, Karyann Long, or Carrie Long. I'm not quite sure. It might have my middle name now.
Okay. Give me just a little bit of time and I will get back to you guys with either a personal message in here or a personal message And Miss Lucette says you can use both. So let me verify some information and then I will get back to you on that as well, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Yes, if you have very specific questions, please contact them directly so that they can look at it. Like I said, they cannot really discuss a lot of stuff very general without looking at it. So that's why this is very much an overview. We are going to keep on going. I know I saw her around. With us, we have our Associate Dean for Enrollment Services, Eva Hutchins, and I know she's around here somewhere. She's going to talk to you about degree plans. We have some questions about degree plans, registering for classes, things of that nature. I see you.
Good morning. I see you.
Good morning.
So has there been anything that previous, I'm sorry, I just got logged in. So if there's anything previous that's come through that I need to answer, I'd be happy to review that. I've been trying to look, but not sure if I missed anything.
Most of it is about how to register for classes and how to know what degree plan. If they need to change the degree plan, what do they need to do?
All the standard stuff sounds like a plan. All right, so I'm going to sorry, I'm gonna get into like the registration piece at the end. So to start with, of like who we are and kind of what services we provide, and then our contact information. I'll start putting all that in the chat. I'm so sorry, I got choked up. I don't know why, I was fine before. But as the Associate Dean over at Vising, I do have several offices that you can contact. I'm gonna, like I said, start putting a lot of that information in the chat. Our main offices, most students definitely reach out to us through either our academic advising office, Eagles on Call, and then also CATE Advising. CATE Advising is for our career and technical education. So if you are doing welding or HVAC or office technology, those programs, that's going to be the CATE Advising. Eagles on Call is a little bit unique. They've got non-standard hours. So they are a Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. On Central Standard Time. And so they're going to be able to answer questions for students, you know, not during just typical business hours. And they're available through phone and email. You can also meet with an advisor if you're local. And I don't know, like I'm sure some of you guys are not local. So you would definitely want to, if you're not local, go through Eagles on Call. But our local students can come in and meet with an advisor in person if they'd like to. They can call or email as well. And so I've listed their link for advisor appointments to that email. And then you can, you know, see all the other information there. But they're going to be there to help guide you through what classes you should take. They can change that degree plan for you if needed. So like if you call us and you're like, hey, I am, you know, Joe Smith and my ID number is this. I want to change my program. We're not going to do that from a phone call. We will require you to put it in writing so that we have a record of the request. So we would just simply require an email. We will need to know who you are. A lot of times, and I don't know if the faculty session talked about this, like if you reach out to us and you use your personal email account and you say like, hey, I'm a student at CTC and I want to change over to culinary arts. And it's like, cool, don't know who you are. Without you telling us who you are and your ID number, we cannot attach it to a record. Everything is specific to your student record. That's the best thing that if you come out of today with knowledge, is like we can't answer a lot of specifics about your financial aid, your veterans benefits, or your classes in your degree plan without looking at your record. I am never wanting to give a student a general answer and be wrong. So all of my staff are going to say, okay, got your question. I need to look at your record. It's always, don't be offended when that happens, okay? So if you can always put your student ID number in there, it will make all of that go faster. If you reach out to us from your student email, we can identify who you are. Those are unique. But to make it fast and absolutely sure, like even if you're emailing from your student account, we would always tell you to reach out to or put your ID number in there, okay? So like I said, what program you're on, changing that if needed, talking about that, what that might mean, and looking at what classes are required and helping you register. Another thing that we do is called a TSI review. You may have heard of TSI. It's a state requirement. And so it stands for Texas Success Initiative, and it simply means that we're making sure that students are college ready, making sure you're ready to take reading, writing, and math courses, okay? It only applies to students who are a Texas resident, so it may or may not apply to all students. If you're not sure, if you haven't gone through that review and you want to check out, make sure you're good to go, contact one of those offices that applies to you and let them know your question. If you've already taken the TSI assessment, but you're not sure what do those scores mean, where does that place me? The TSI assessment is there if it's needed. Sometimes students bring in a TSI waiver or exemption and they don't have to take the assessment. If you do take the assessment, it's going to either place you into college level courses or into pre-college or developmental courses. Those courses, you can take those. They're just simply designed to make sure you have everything you need to be successful in college, okay? So sometimes that happens. If you need those or if you've taken that and you're not sure, like, well, where did it put me? Again, reach out, let us know. I won't be able to answer that specific of a question in this type of format for you specifically. But if you reach out to us and ask, like, hey, I took the TSIA last Monday, what do my scores say? Let us know. We try to reach out proactively as those students do take that. But if we haven't gotten with you yet, it just means we haven't gotten to your name on the list. So you can always reach out to us first. But so, basically don't delay. But those scores will tell us one of two things: college ready or need some pre-classes to help make you successful. If you tested that, needing those pre-college classes, college policy states that you're going to take those your first semester until you're done with them before you take other classes. So we're going to be guiding you on, okay, what classes do I need, which areas, and all of that information. But don't be surprised when your advisor tells you, hey, you've got to take this class. After you get past those courses, then you'll be able to mix and match and pick out to your heart's content. But your advisor's just doing what's best for you. So just don't be surprised by that. Another thing that advising does is we are here to help you, whatever your goals are. It may be to get an associate's degree, go out into the career. Okay, cool, great, awesome. You might work with the career center, career services to help you build that resume and do some interviews and get a job. Or you may be here to take your first 2 years of courses and you're going to transfer to a university and get your bachelor's degree. We have a bill, one of our hallway boards says, begin with the end in mind. So even though you might be at the beginning of your college career, it's always best to kind of know what your track is, and it may change. That's fine, but have these conversations, have them with your advisor, have them with your success coach, whatever the case may be. But if I do want to go to a university and I want to get this degree, if you tell us that from the beginning, we'll help make sure we get you the right classes now so that you're taking the least amount of classes to get to your goal, because that's always what we want. We don't want you to transfer and go, well, I lost 10 of my classes in the transfer process and they didn't go over. I didn't take the right ones. If we know what that goal is, we'll try to help guide you the right way and connect you to those universities that you might be planning to attend. So we do offer 2 transfer fairs each year, one in the spring, one in the fall. The fall was already last month. So if you're just starting, and you're here in the spring and you want to come to that event, you can talk to 4-year colleges and really make sure, I know what path I'm on, I know what I'm going to do. So whatever the case may be, we've got options, we've got help, different departments. So I just kind of wanted to go over that. Any questions before I share my screen and go into registration? Okay.
I have one from Facebook. Says, who takes the TSI?
Text, I won't be able to tell you if you need to take the TSI or not. All I can tell you is that it's required for students who are Texas residents. But we do a review to see if you're waived or exempt for any reason. So if you're not sure if you need to take the TSI, reach out to your advising office, give them your information. They'll review your file and see if there's anything that we can use. They may ask you a follow-up question, like maybe you took the SAT in high school and we can use that. You might not need to take the TSI. Maybe you were prior military and you're exempt. Military service can make you exempt for that requirement. So we're going to look at your file and ask you questions potentially and let you know if you need to or not. So whether you need to or not specifically is an unknown until we review your file, but who all needs to be reviewed is any student who's a Texas resident. So if you're in the state of Texas, or if you're getting that benefit of Texas tuition, and even if you're in another state, any Texas resident. If you've got I saw the question come in. If you took the TSI, if you took it with CTC, all you have to do is email your advising office and let them know you took it, and they'll go look up your scores. And in fact, it doesn't matter where you took it. If you taken it already, contact your advising office, give them your information, your student ID, and they'll go get your file. They can go look up your scores. So you don't have to send them directly to us. If you have a copy and you want to, you can, but we can look them up as well. Anything else come in on Facebook?
No.
Okay. All right. I am going to, do you want me to start from the point of signing in?
You do
Marcella?
it however you want.
Whatever I want.
Whatever
I knew
works
you were
for
gonna-
you.
Okay.
You're the expert on this. I just wing it when you're not here.
Okay. I'm going to go back. Okay, I'm gonna do this like this. Let me share my screen.
Thank you, Chris, for putting TSI information in the chat for those of you that are kind of watching. I will also put it on Facebook, so that way the people with questions can see it.
I'm gonna put in a new on this page right here that I just put in, the ctcd.edu/TSI. There's a section of that webpage that says, "Am I exempt?" And you can go look at those exemptions and waivers, see if anything might apply, so you can kind of start that conversation. All right.
Thank you.
So I'm sharing a screen. This is the login screen for Eagle Self-Service. This is a test account. Your screen would just say self-service at the top. But when you log in, oh boy. There we go. When you log in, your student ID, it's always gonna be that lowercase c and your 7-digit ID, and then the password that you created. And it's really long. Once you log in, you're going to see a screen. Hopefully y'all are seeing the login screen now, the landing page.
Yes.
All right, if you have any holds on your account, you're gonna see it's got a faint gray outline here, and it's gonna say notifications right at the top. So like, this is a test student. This is not a real student, okay? Just putting that out there for the record. This is Pepe Le Pew test. So I put a hold on this student saying that that you need developmental courses. So developmental studies are, you've taken the TSI, you did not test college ready. So I put that on there. So if you have that hold, you're gonna see it there. We will tell you a lot of things by that messaging system. So if it says contact this, it might not be me, it might be another office, like you need to send admissions something for residency. It's gonna say, if you have an active hold right there, and it's gonna say where you need to go to resolve that. So if you don't have that, great. If you do, go look at it, read it, and contact that office so that it can get resolved. Here's your login screen with your, I call them modules or tiles. So all these different links here on the right and the left. And when you log in on a phone, a mobile app, it's the same information, but it's going to be linear. It's going to be all one. It's not going to be spread out like this, okay? So it might take a little bit longer to scroll through and find the one we're talking about. Your degree plan information and registering for classes all lives here under student planning. So when you click on student planning, it's going to take a little minute to think about it. And then it's got step 1, view my progress, and step 2, plan your degree and register for classes. If you already know exactly what class you want to take, like I'm taking history this time, I could just go straight to step 2 and start searching for classes and going through registration. Most students might not know, okay, what does my degree require? What class should I take? To get that information from your student account, you want to go to step 1 and go to my progress. That's going to show your active program. This test student is on our business management program, and you can see all of the information. Degree plans are built and everything is collapsed. if you hit this expand all, it's going to open everything up. It'll make it really long and it'll show you every section of your program and all of the courses that can fit each section. If we need to tell you something that is specific to you, say, for example, you've taken the TSI, you're not college ready, and we need to tell you what classes you need to take, we're going to list those on your degree plan, but it's going to be based on you. So it's going to be shown under these program notes. So you can always go to your degree plan, click on show program notes, and see if you have any messages there. Okay. So like for this student, I listed a message based on your test scores. You will need these classes. This is how you register for them. And then I'm going to list that policy. This is the policy information I was referring to earlier about if you need them, you have to start them and take them until they're done. Like don't pass go, don't collect $200. It's a CTC catalog policy. We're going to make you do it. Okay. So you can always go in and see all of that information, right? From there, your degree plan is going to be built into 3 distinct sections if you're on an associate degree. If you're on a certificate, it's going to be a little simpler and shorter because it's just the courses under that certificate, and so it'll just have 1 section. For an associate degree, it's always going to say, do I need, if developmental courses are needed, they're going to live under that first section, developmental studies. Business management, general education. So these are my general courses, things like English and math that my program requires. And then business management major requirements. Your degree plan may not be business management. It could be any associate degree that we offer. It's still built by what's my general and what's my major, okay? So you can see all of that information there. Again, if you click expand all, it's going to list everything. Okay. Now, developmental studies is there on every program because it could be needed for any student. It's built by an overall, it's always going to show there. So if we've told you, you don't need any developmental courses, I can just hide that, skip right down and go on. It's going to say not completed, but that's okay because developmental courses are only there if needed for your program. They're not part of your classes that are going to earn you the degree. They're classes that are preparing you to be successful in your degree classes. As you can see, this student, if you look under their general education requirements, you're going to see it built, and it's going to say A, communications, B, math, so on and so forth. You can see for this student, they've already done English and they're registered in the fall for public speaking. So you can see green is done and this brown, gold, yellow color here means registered but no grade yet. Okay, so I'm currently actively registered for that requirement. So it's fully planned, it's just not completed. But math, I haven't started math. So I still need math, or I haven't started a humanities class. So if I know, hey, it's October 15th is next week and that's a start date, I'd like to take something to satisfy this humanities requirement right here. I'm going to go take one of these classes. I'm going to go search and see. Okay. So once you see the requirement and you know you need it, you can start looking at the course titles and saying, okay, well, I'm interested in this class or that class or whatever the case. Okay. So you can scroll through and see. So maybe this student, maybe they're interested in taking a philosophy course. So if I click on philosophy, if I click on the hyperlink right here, it's going to take me to the degree plan search page. You're going to immediately see filters and you're going to see the course here in the middle. Okay. Course here in the middle, filters. I'm pointing out filters first because filters are important and you need to filter it. If you don't, you might see classes at a location that don't work for you and it could be confusing. And if like, I only want to see classes that are on campus, or I only want to see classes that are online, use your filters. That's always going to be the location. And then you can filter it by term as well. If we, in a few weeks, we're going to start adding in spring classes to our schedule. And so if you're like, I just still want to see fall, or I only want to see spring, you can pick. So this student wants to take philosophy online for the fall. So once I click on that location filter, then I can go over here and I can say view available sections. If I click this, this is future planning it. It's not going to find me an active course, okay? You can do that and kind of plan out like how I'm going to take classes. But then once that semester is open for registration, you still have to go back and register. But you can use that planning feature if you want to fill out all of your future semesters and how you're going to take classes. But for right now, you're like, I'm ready to go. I'm going to start classes in October. I want to go see what's out there. As you can see, there's multiple lines, sections here. It's this really faint gray box outline here, and there's all these blue boxes. You have to be within the blue box or the gray box for that blue button. This is going to that. This right here, step 2, is going to this one, not to the one above it. And it's really kind of, until you like kind of get your eye drawn to it, it's this faint gray outline that kind of keeps everything together. So you can see for October, we have a class that's online, completely online, and it's actually self-paced. And it's with this instructor here. And it starts October 15th and it goes to 12/13. Now I know, because I was on the call when Stacy said it earlier, for financial aid purposes, you cannot start a class in the fall and it go to the end in spring and have financial aid pay for it. So this one right here is good because it starts in October and it ends in December. It just can't start in November and end in January and be eligible for financial aid. Or it can't start in December and end in January and be eligible for financial aid. So you have to pay attention to that information, okay? I'm going to go back up to the top. Every time you're on this registration page, you're always going to see this little information box at the top. So it's going to tell you a little bit of information, like the last day to register is before the class start date. And then for financial aid, don't forget, you have to start and end within the specified term. And then here's the specified term for fall, August 12th to December 31st. And for spring, it's January 1 through May 11. So if I go back down, I can say, okay, October to December, it's within that time frame. It ends before December 31st. But if I go down here, it does not. So if I click on that and I register for it, that's great. I can take that course. Financial aid will not pay for it. Okay? VA would, but financial aid would not. So I know I want to take this October class. I'm going to say step 2, add section to schedule. It's like shopping on Amazon, guys. So you're just going to confirm. You're just adding it to your cart. You have not registered. I've got that hold on my account. So I planned philosophy. Now where do I go to go and actually register for that class? Okay. If I go up here under the logo, I can go back to academics and I can go to register for classes. I could also do this. I could also go back to my progress and get there from that direction, but there's a one-click register for classes and it's going to take you right here. So if I go down, this student has planned classes. I think that was from me from the first orientation back in August. So you can see if you have an account and you have a register button that's gray, you have an active hold. That means you can't register for courses. I wasn't being careful. Oops. When I was getting ready for this. So let me actually refresh the page. So I fixed it on my end and now it's blue. So if you're gray, you can't register. This one's gray because it started in August. You can't register for something in the past. But this one is blue because it starts in the future and I lifted the hold. So if your account is completely grayed out and you don't have this top one blue, then you need to contact, you need to go back to whatever hold it's telling you. It'll tell you at the top of your main screen and go to that office. You may have a hold from the business office. They may need something from you. You may have one from admissions or maybe from advising. So just go back and look and see what's there and then contact that office. If you're not sure who to contact your advisor. That's what we're here for. But the biggest thing I want to point out is when we were on that planning page, just adding it and selecting it, it was basically like putting it in my shopping cart. without coming to this page and clicking on register, I am not enrolled in the course. You have to be listed as registered. You can see this one is registered and it's for October as well. And I could drop it because I'm already enrolled. It's green, so I'm already enrolled. This one's planned, I'm not enrolled. So if I hit register, once I do that, it says, okay, cool, now I'm in 2 classes. Now this one is a classroom course. These 2 are online, so you can see that when you're looking at this overall page, your calendar is going to show you anything that's classroom that has a meeting time. This is going to show you sections with no meeting time, which typically are online. Okay. All right. Now, is it okay if I stop sharing, or is there anything that I need to go over again, Mariceli, before I stop sharing?
Nope, nope. I think we're pretty good.
Okay.
I think for me, what I love about this is when I think of it as like you're shopping in Amazon or something.
Yeah.
You put in your cart.
Adding it to your cart until you go check out, you're not enrolled. So if you come back to this page, you want to make sure it's green. Let me point out one thing. Somebody mentioned TA earlier. For anybody who's a TA student, make sure you're paying attention. If you need help with this, let your advisor know. We'll help you with the process. But it gives you a lot of great information in this information box on this page, and it talks about financial aid as well. And it says, hey, if you're tuition assistants, make sure you email your approved voucher to this office so that it gets your payment going. Otherwise, if you don't, they won't do anything with it. If you're registering and you're like, something weird happened and I don't know, it doesn't tell me anything specific for an office to contact. This registration.help email, if you email them and say, when I click this button, this happened, take screenshots or whatever, describe it, give us your name and ID. If you don't, we can't help you. But say like there was a prerequisite and it's like, I'm trying to enroll in Spanish 2, but it says I haven't taken Spanish 1 yet. But I took it at another college. I thought I had sent the transcripts, but I don't know. Reach out to this office. We'll review, tell us what's going on. We'll review it and let you know.
And
So
before
there's a lot
you
of great
take it down,
information here.
before you take it down, somebody here has a question. Online classes like speech will have a blank calendar, but it's not really a blank calendar, is it? Can you show
They
her?
fall to the bottom of the calendar. So it's still here. See, my speech is online, right? But it's still, it's just saying there's no meeting time, meaning an online class does not require me to log in specifically at 8 a.m. on Mondays, for example. But if I'm taking a classroom course like this one, see how it's up here with the calendar? It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 11:30 every day. I've got to be at this place and this location because it's in person. And so that's where it's showing you in the calendar what time you're supposed to be there and what days. If it's an online class, you're not beholden to log into your online class on a certain day. You're beholden to turn in your assignments at the required time. So if it says assignment A is due by Saturday at midnight, make sure you do assignment A by Saturday at midnight. Otherwise, not good. But the reason it falls underneath the calendar, it's there, it just falls underneath the calendar because it has no specific time.
Yeah.
That was a lot of words.
The other question says, I only see a few courses on my requirements. Is that the only classes I need for my degree?
If you're looking at your program, if it's a certificate, certificates are shorter programs just in the major. So if it's a certificate, it may only have a few. Or if you've already done classes, it may already show, the majority done and you only have a few left.
But if you have questions, talk to your advisor.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. Anything else that came in on the webs?
Not yet.
All right. Did I do good on my time? I don't even know what time it is.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I'm going to mute and let you go on, and I'll be here if needed.
Okay, so you're done with your stuff. Cool. All right.
Unless you
Yes.
have any.
No,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. How do we know who is our advisor? Can you maybe show online where they
yes,
can
let me-
find
let
it?
me-
Let's do that.
let me put it into the box real quick, the chat,
The
the
chat.
link. Yeah. Make sure I spelled
Because
everything
I feel there's a few options though, guys. Once you go to this website, she's gonna show you where, and she can show you through it. But it depends on what program you're in, where you're located. There's a few things.
Okay.
So we're
Yeah,
gonna let
let
her
me
bring that up
let
again.
me share. It's so hard to tell on here which, okay, that one. All right, so this is the link I just gave you guys, ctcd.edu/advising. Okay, so that's the page I'm on. Can y'all see it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So when you go here, you can click on, like, it kind of gives you the name of the office and then a short description. So if you're local to Killeen, if you're online or not near a campus, if you are enrolled in an industrial or office technology program, if you're international, or if you're located at one of our sites. So you can click on any one of these and get more information about how to contact us. So it's all like these clickable links. And you can be local and still use Eagles on Call for whatever reason. Like maybe you're like, it's 9 o'clock at night and I just got a really important question I thought of and I want to talk to somebody. Well, you can call them. It doesn't matter if you've been working with one of the local advisors in person. It's just the fact that they're not here at 9 o'clock at night, but Eagles on Call is. So you have that option and you can chat with them, and it gives you all of that information.
Great.
So yeah, did that answer that question?
Yes, thank you, ma'am. I feel like that was like the
Okay.
one thing that we were missing, maybe. Just making sure that
And
they
if you
knew how to
forget-
contact you guys.
Yeah, I usually do that. Thank you. If you forget if you forget that URL that I gave you, when you're on our homepage, you can go under students and click on more resources under current, and then go to advising there. It's just the same, multiple ways to get to the same thing.
Yep. Thank you.
That's the trail. You're welcome. There we go.
All right. Well, now it's time for our librarians. They are so fun. Actually, we do have fun librarians, I have to say. And I know that Cindy is somewhere over here, and I feel like you're there, but you're not. There you
I'm
are.
here.
Can you take it away? Do you just want me to show you the video?
Well, let's show them the video first to show them that we are not the shushing librarians that they should be afraid of.
No, they are an amazing library. I have fun with y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all make me happy. The other day, Margaret made me almost cackle. Oh, can you hear it?
No.
Okay, I did something. I forgot to do something real quick. I forgot I had to put the audio on it. Give me a second, guys. Wait. Share computer audio. Yes, that's what I'm missing. Let's go back.
Okay. All righty. You guys see me over there?
Yes, take it away, Cindy.
Okay. All right. Well, as the video said, we're here for you. You guys are going to have to do essays. Don't panic because we're your panic button. You can text us, chat with us. You can email us. You can call us. We will help you with how to get started on your research. We will help you with, those evil MLA and APA citations. It's not as scary as you can. We've got a ton of study guides. We've got videos to show you guys. We can pull up a WebEx. We can show you in a WebEx how to do it. You are not alone in any of your essay or your homework assignments. Math, go to Academic Studio. We're librarians, but we will help you with the writing part. We can give you how to do the formats. We can give you a lot of shortcuts that'll actually cut days off of your research, because we've got some direct routes on how to get the absolute most reliable information without wasting a lot of time. Plus, we have these cool ways to tell you, dudes, email everything, grab your citation, grab your link, do all that so that you're not doing a lot of repetitive stuff. You can make an appointment with us from our website. I put our website up on the chat. On that website, you've got every kind of a way you can get in touch with us. And when we are closed, we're on call. The librarians are on call every single day. Thanksgiving, Christmas, you imagine that's when you can get in touch with us. You hit that Ask a Librarian button on our website. That will send us an email and we'll go ahead and help you. Then you can also send your paper review. We have a 24-hour turnaround time, which means we're going to look at it. We're going to go ahead and give you some edit suggestions. We'll check all the citations, all the things that your professors are going to give you points off for, we're going to catch. And, if you have questions about plagiarism, any of that, we definitely will go ahead and give you a heads up on that. Our whole thing is, if you need it, reach out to us and we'll figure out a way, because that's what librarians do. We don't all, well, some of us wear sweaters. We don't all have, buns. But we will try our very best to answer whatever it is you guys need done. And somebody said they love the video. We actually use these crazy music videos in teaching a lot of the information. Thank you, Stacy. Teaching a lot of the information to kind of make it painless on what you need to learn. So whichever way you want to learn, we'll go ahead and work with you on that. So did I leave anything out?
No, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I love you guys over there. I always have fun with your displays and the things that you're coming up with all the time to kind of engage the students. So thank you for doing all that.
You're welcome.
We are going to continue. It is time to just say hi and welcome. We're gonna try to keep it going. Our next group is going to be the mental health support with our wellness and counseling group. And that is with Nadia Filimonova. She is the director of our Wellness and Counseling Center.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nadia Filimonova, Director of Wellness and Counseling Services, and I'm super excited to welcome you to Central Texas College. Today, I want to share a very important resource with you, Wellness and Counseling Services. Starting college is an amazing adventure, and it can be a bit overwhelming. That's why taking care of your mental health is very important. Wellness and Counseling Services is here for you. If you have anxiety, depression, or you have any stress, or you just need to come and talk to someone, please come to see us. If you have suicidal ideation or desire to harm somebody or yourself, please seek immediate help. Here's what you need to know. Our services are confidential and free of charge. We don't share your information with anyone without your permission unless you're at risk. Your mental health counselors is here to create a safe space for you, and we appreciate diversity and welcome everyone, no matter their background. For students who cannot attend face-to-face appointments, we offer online sessions through secure and confidential telehealth platform. Just let us know your preferences and we will send you a link to your online appointment. Scheduling an appointment is easy. Simply call us 254-501-3096 to reach me or call 254-501-3097 and ask for Wally Rias. She is our office assistant. Or email me directly at nadia.filimonova@ctc.edu. We aim to provide timely support and equip you to address your needs. I will also put this information in our chat so you can see how you can reach us. Please come to participate in our groups, Mindfulness Monday and Wellness Wednesday, or peer support groups like Overeaters Anonymous and Alcoholic Anonymous. Join sessions on stress management, mindfulness, and building resilience. Connect with others to relate and share experiences. Signing for these groups is easy. Stop by Wellness and Counseling Building to receive information from us. You can also see flyers in different locations over campus, for example, in Academic Studio, Dorm, and Computer Science Building. Please click on the QR code provided on the flyer to sign up for the groups. At the end of this conversation, I will also post flyers in our chats if I can. I don't know if I can post the flyers. Maricela, are you trying to say something? Okay. All right, you can find us in building 264. It's a little white house on campus between Planetarium and Eagle Hall. We operate on Mondays through Thursday from 7:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. and on Fridays from 7:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. We are closed during holidays and observe breaks such as Thanksgiving, Christmas, and spring break. Did you know that students who prioritize their mental health often do better in their studies? It's true. By managing stress and staying balanced, you find it easy to focus and excel in your classes. Don't wait until you feel overwhelmed. Reach out early and use resources. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. And remember, at Central Texas College, we are here to support you, and I'm looking forward to see you. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will stay online and I will post some information how to reach us in our chat.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Nadia. We appreciate it. She's
You're welcome.
great. We're super excited. There's been some wonderful changes over there, and she's really trying to expand more. So, super happy to have you on board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariceli.
Yes. All right. So we're going to keep going. And I don't know if he's here, but Tom, are you here?
I'm right here.
Hi.
Hi. Good
All
morning,
right.
everybody.
Good morning. This is Tom. Do I see you? I
I'm right
don't
here.
see you. There you are. I see you now. Okay. Do you want your PowerPoint slide or do you want to talk?
I've got it pulled up right here on the other screen.
You do it.
So again, good morning, everybody. My name is Tom. I'm the manager for the residence hall that we have here on main campus. You know, we're not like a lot of other two-year colleges. Having a dorm is really nice, especially if you're out of town or from out of town like I am. It's a co-ed building. We have 15 meals a week, free laundry services, a study room and a game room, and free internet. I've got double rooms, so 2 people in one room, and single rooms, 1 person in one room. that go for $3,600 and $3,090. You can use financial aid to pay for the room. To live here on campus, you have to be a full-time student. So we were talking earlier about credit hours. You have to have 12 credit hours. Couple steps that you need to take to move into the dorm is put in an application. You can find that application online on the CTC website, or you can come up to the dorm and get a tour and we'll give you a paper application. You'll pay the application fee and I'll run a background check and we'll get you in. Couple emails you can reach me at, and I'll put them up in the chat after I get done talking here. There's the residence.hall@ctcd.edu or eweaver at ctcd.edu. I answer either one. I'm always here. I live here, so, you know, I'm always here. We do monthly events. My RAs will put on an event. We'll try to do like karaoke or go to the pool. We've got one that's coming up. It'll be the Dorm Olympics. So we'll have all the different hallways competing in various activities and we'll see who wins. We try to keep it fun here. It's a blast and spots run out very quickly. So get your applications in if you're interested. I think that's it, Mariceli.
All right, thank you, Tom.
All right, thank you.
Really appreciate it. Now we're going to keep going with Dr. Shank. She oversees our disability support services.
Hey, Mariceli, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, can you put up the slides?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, I see them. Thank you, Mariceli. I wanted to share some information about disability services for students who may have a disability. In order to receive services or classroom accommodations from us, you do have to have a qualifying disability under the Americans with Disability Act. That means that you have to have a mental or physical impairment that limits a life activity such as learning, walking, talking. There's a wide range of life activities that could qualify. You do have to self-identify to our office. That means that you have to turn in medical documentation that explains what your disability is, how it affects you, and what accommodations you may need. You also have to complete our intake e-forms process, as well as request accommodations from us every semester. And the accommodations that we approve are based upon what your disability is and the type of classes that you're taking. Next slide, Mariceli. Thank you. Some of the common accommodations that we do provide is extra testing time, a separate testing area, a test reader, note-taking assistance, sign language interpreting. Again, it's just dependent upon what your disability is. And some of the big differences between high school and college is that the responsibility shifts from the school to the student. Again, that means that you do have to self-identify to us to get services, provide us documentation to us so we can understand what your disability is and how we can assist you. Another difference is at the college level, we do not write a 504 plan or an IEP plan that high school students are used to receiving. That means that you will still complete the same coursework, assignments, tests as everyone else in class, but you can have accommodations for those classes. For example, if a student gets an hour to take a test, you may get 2 hours to take a test or a separate testing area. Again, it's just dependent upon what your disability is. If you are not sure about what your accommodations might be, you can always reach out to us and we can talk to you individually about what your disability is and what accommodations you may qualify for. Another big difference is that we do not provide any accommodations that are of a personal nature. For example, a personal care attendant, we do not provide that. Students that may need a personal care attendant on campus would have to provide that personal care attendant themselves. And we do have a policy in regards to that that is on our website. If that's something that you may need, you're always welcome to reach out to us and we can talk to you individually about personal care attendants. I know there was a question earlier, Mariceli, about service animals. We do provide, we do not provide the service animal, but if you do have a service animal, it has to be a dog under ADA. And that animal does have to be trained to perform a specific task in regards to your disability. You do not have to register your service animal with our office. However, we do recommend that so we can help notify the instructors that a service animal may be in class. And we can ask for documentation in regards to any rabies vaccination that's required. Again, for service animals, it can only be a dog. It cannot be any other animal there. If you have a question about service animals, I am going to include the link to our service animal page on there, and you're welcome to put any questions in chat or reach out to us for the service animals or any other accommodations that you might have questions about. Our services are free. We do not charge students for any of our accommodations, and they are also available to students worldwide. So you do not have to be local. We also provide accommodations for online classes. So if you're a student who's distance learning, we can provide accommodations for that as well. So it does not have to be lecture-based or face-to-face. Another thing that our office does is we do help students who are parenting or pregnant students with accommodations. That means we can help get absences excused for doctor appointments, maternity leave, as well as a possible absence of leave that might be needed, and to allow time for makeup work. So we do recommend that if you are a pregnant or parenting student to reach out to our office directly so we can talk to you individually about what your needs might be and what accommodations we can help you with. Our contact information is there, and our website is also there, and our website does have our DSS information packet, which outlines the documentation requirements, instructions on e-forms, and how to get services set up with us, as well as all of our policies, our handbook. So I encourage you to check out our website, and if you have questions, you can always reach out to us, and you can schedule meetings with us virtually, on the phone, or in person. And I will again include all of our information in the chat. So if you have any questions, please put it there, and I will be happy to answer those.
All right. This is great. Thank you very much. All right. We're going to keep on going. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. It's okay. So we're kind of almost there, guys. A few more things. Now it's my turn. I have a few hats. I am the director of student life and activities again, Araceli Santiago, and one of the things that I do assist with is Title IX, which is a something that we have to follow through the Department of Education. And what happens is that if somebody is specifically in this case, we're talking about individuals that may have been victims of sexual assault or sexual misconduct. And so if you or someone you know has been a victim of sexual assault and misconduct and you need assistance, we can definitely help you. Please go ahead and report that to us. We will then actually see how we can actually help you through the process and make sure that you are feeling safe in our campus and not feeling like you might be out there and feeling uncomfortable because of some sort of situation that may have happened, specifically when it has to do with sex discrimination, sexual misconduct, or any kind of discrimination, really. We do have an online complaint form that you can fill out specifically for letting us know about any kind of complaint about Title IX. And so you can either use that, you can contact Larry Murphy, he is our Title IX coordinator, or you can contact campus police at any time if you feel like you need their support for safety reasons. This is the link to the online complaint form that we have for reporting purposes for Title IX. If you have questions about Title IX in general, we also have a website that has that information there, as well as a video that we like to share sometimes because it's a consent video, and it talks about, you know, consent when it comes to sexual interactions. We do have a college handbook for a student handbook for our students, as well as a college catalog, and you can get those online. And this is the link for the student handbook. We have a brand new one that just got posted recently. So even if you had one before, you might want to look and make sure that you have the most up-to-date version of it. And then the catalog as well. It just got updated recently. Look at it, make sure that you have the most, up-to-date one. It includes information about academic policies, degree plans, all the degree plans that CTC offers, as well as requirements, course prerequisites. A lot of the stuff that we've discussed today is actually found in either in the student handbook and or the college catalog. I'm going to briefly talk about this. Guys, you're at the college level. One of the things that I do is also I'm the main conduct officer for the campus. And that means that I need to make sure that you guys know that you have to advocate for yourself. At this level, it's not like a parent or a spouse can come in and talk to us. We cannot talk to them. Per FERPA, which is a federal law that states that we cannot talk to anybody outside, anybody but the student regarding a situation, grades, or anything like that without the student's consent. So that is why it's very important that you self-advocate and you let us know what you need. We will not talk to anybody else, so please don't send someone to talk to us. The syllabus is really important in their classes. The faculty will post that in Blackboard. Read it, make sure you understand it. If you have questions, talk to your faculty member. Make sure you're going to class, that you have integrity in your classes, that you're honest, and make sure you're doing your own work and not just copying pasting other people's. And that's where the library can help you. They can actually make sure that you're not just copying and pasting, but how to cite things correctly and put it down on paper correctly. Civility. We are an institution that are blessed with people from all over the world. Whether you're physically here on our campus or elsewhere, we actually interact with people from all over the world. And I would say that you should always have the mindset that you're here to learn, that you want to part of what you would learn is how to interact with other people that maybe have different ways of thinking than you do. Try to see things from their point of view, even if you don't agree with it. I'm not saying you have to agree with it, but try to make an effort of understanding where they're coming from, why they're thinking the way that they do. And that is actually something that is considered a really good thing in academia. In this kind of environment, you should question, you should have conversations. And the important thing is that you're doing it in a positive way, in a way where it's like, I want to understand where you're coming from. I want to understand how you got to that point. I want to learn from you instead of it being a push as to you're right and I'm right and you're wrong. No, let's not do it like that. Let's do it about learning about each other and how to interact with each other. We have a whole bunch of resources. We just discussed a lot of them. So please make sure you take, notes and actually, from day one, that's one of the things usually Dean Starkey says. From day one, start using these resources that you just met. Go to the tutoring and go talk to people about what they have to offer you. I didn't see tutoring in here. I think we missed it, but we'll talk about them in a minute. These are the forms that I mentioned before. Here's one that I haven't talked about yet. Oh, well, it is the student complaint and grievance form. If you are like, something's going on, I don't agree with it, I need to make sure that, this is something's not okay, please go ahead and let us know. There is a form online. Actually, I am going to show this online on the website because I don't think that that's the best place right now. What's showing up in there is not the correct information, but I can always, of course, show it to you guys online really quickly. If you click, I want to share my screen. Okay, so very quickly here. This is our CTC webpage. If you go all the way back down to the bottom, here's the Title IX page that we mentioned. And if you want to fill out a complaint, the form for it is report sexual misconduct. You click on it and it takes you to this form right here, which is an e-form. You can fill it out anonymously if you would like. If you also would like to report something you don't agree with, maybe somebody's bothering you, maybe you don't agree with your faculty member, you have a situation with a faculty member and you try to resolve it with them and you still have not been able to, then you can always come to our online complaint form. And if you come to students, locations, student life and activities, here we have the student complaint form. I know that it's in other places on the website. This is just the one that I usually go to. And you can go ahead and fill it out and we will go ahead and make sure that any situation that you may have will be addressed. Also, the good thing about this is this has my contact information. If you ever need to contact me, if you have questions, you need guidance as to how to handle a situation, I'm not sure, I'm having an issue and I don't know how to deal with it. You can always contact me and I will do my very best to go ahead and help you. I don't know why I didn't see a slide for it, but Bia, I know you're here. Can you talk a little bit about tutoring and the services you offer?
Yes, I can. That is odd. There usually is a slide for,
I know, that's why I don't know what happened, but can you talk briefly about it, please?
hold on, is my camera on? Okay.
Yes.
Here, let me move it a little bit. There you go. So, hello everybody. Good afternoon now. My name is Bia Tinsai, and I'm the Success Program Coordinator here at CTC. So, to kind of give an overview of both the Academic Studio and the Success programs, I think I'll start off with the tutoring first. But so on campus, for Central Campus, there is a tutoring lab that is located in the Anderson Campus Center building, 220 on the second floor. There is an elevator in case you need, if you need it for some reason. But there's a couple of different services that we provide for the tutoring lab at the Academic Studio. The first thing is that we do tutoring, we do on the spot tutoring. So if you needed help with one of your classes, you could just come in and do a drop in appointment. You can also do appointments via scheduling, or you could do them online as well. Um, in order to schedule an appointment, you need to either call, email, or show up in person and, ask the front desk staff and to schedule you. Everybody here is super, super nice and really wants to help you succeed. We can help you out with your classes, things like math, English, sciences, and history. We can do things like paper review. So if you needed help with, proofreading your paper, checking your outline and making sure things were okay, we can do that for you. Um, Another thing that we do have is if you needed help, like, with like logins for things like, Blackboard, if it's your first time logging in, we've had some students come in for help regarding that, and we can help you out with that. So if you find yourself, like, next week when classes start or whenever classes start for you, and you're having any issues with, logging in and getting access to your classes, we can help you out with that. Another thing that we have is we have free printing up to 10 pages per day. So if you need to come up and visit us in order to print something, we can help you out with that as well. Everybody here wants to help you succeed, and everybody here is very friendly. I was a former tutor myself, and when I was working as a tutor, I know that we very much prioritize, like, the students and making sure that everybody was, getting the things that they needed addressed properly. To kind of pivot from, the Academic Studio, my office is also in the academic studio, but what I specifically do now is I'm the success program coordinator, to which you might be asking, what does that mean? To kind of answer your question, the success programs are a grant funded program that help out students that are in financial need that are in career or technical education programs. So I know that it's a lot of information. I don't know if Morgan, would you be able to link the success programs, like the actual web page in the chat, so that if somebody had like a question or needed to review this, they could? That would be very much appreciated. Thank you. To kind of proceed though, so each of the programs, these programs are pretty much reserved for students that are in the Central Texas, like Texas area. Unfortunately, this doesn't apply to international students. But if you are enrolled in a career or technical education program, you may be able to qualify for these three programs. A new program is going to be opened hopefully next semester with something else. But the names of the three programs are textbook assistance, transportation assistance, and childcare assistance. So textbook assistance is one of the big ones. If you are in a career or technical education program, which is an Associates of Applied Science, an AAS degree, or a CC degree program, like a certificate of completion, I might be able to buy your books for you. So as long as it's explicitly listed in your syllabus and it is available at the CTC bookstore in person, then I can get you your materials. So for culinary students, for example, since the bookstore has your knife kits, your pastry making sets, thermometers, and uniforms and books, I can get you all of those things as long as it's available in the bookstore. Um, Another thing about the requirements for all of the programs that I'm going to mention that I forgot to say is that you have to have at least a 2.0 GPA in order to qualify. And that is a very hard restriction. There's no real wiggle room for that. But as long as you have at least a 2.0 GPA, you can qualify for the program. Another thing about the programs is that in order to qualify for them, you need to demonstrate financial need. And the way that we determine that is through several ways. So one of which is if you receive a Pell Grant from CTC, then you can qualify for the program. If you receive WIC, TANF, or SNAP food benefits, then you can qualify for the program as well. If you do not have those documents, we can also take a look at your 1040 tax form in order to see if you meet the income requirements. If you have any specific questions about those requirements, feel free to reach out to me. I know that Morgan put some of my information in the chat. So to move on to one of the other programs that we offer, we have the Transportation Assistance Program. So that program can provide gas money or a HOP bus ride voucher for students that qualify. So this program, just like the other one, is reserved for students that are in the Central Texas area within driving distance. You have to be enrolled in an in-person class in order to apply for this program. Another thing is that if you are taking an internship or a clinical for the nursing students that might be in the chat, you can also apply and see if you qualify. The amount of money that can be given to a student varies. So, or it doesn't really vary. It's more like for students that qualify, every month we can give you $50 for gas money, or we can give you a bus pass for the same value. But if you are taking an internship and a clinical at the same time, then you can get transportation funding for both of those at the same time. So if a student, for example, was taking a nursing degree and they were taking in-person classes and a clinical, if you applied for the program, you could get $100 per month for your travel expenses. And once again, I know that this is a lot of information. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. The other program that I'd like to mention is the Child Care Assistance Program. So for the Child Care Assistance Program, the requirements are pretty much the same, though you have to be enrolled full-time for this one. So you would need at least 12 credit hours or to be enrolled in a clinical for nursing students. For the childcare assistance program, we can provide up to $90 per week per child, up to 3 children. And a part of the application is that you, as the parent, would need to provide both your child's birth certificate and a Texas Child Care Provider license from the facility that you choose. So we do not choose the child care facility for you. You will have to come to us with the facility already chosen and provide their information and a good point of contact. But once you have those things, then we can kind of get the ball rolling on getting those, getting that funding out to you as a student. I don't know if I should talk about the program that's still kind of in the works at the moment, but yeah. So yeah, that kind of gives like a main overview of the different things that I, as the program coordinator for the success programs, runs. If you have any questions about like specific things, feel free to reach out. I'm always just an email or a phone call away.
Thank you, Bia. I appreciate it.
Hey,
Now
can
we're
I just, this is Julie, and I don't have my camera on, but I just want to remind anybody, if you're former foster care, Bia is the former foster care liaison, reach out to her. That's an important contact for you to have. She, as well as Christy Shank, who already spoke to you, are also our single parent or parent liaisons as well. It's a requirement that the state have those individuals. And so if you are a parent and you need resources or access or help with anything, please reach out to Bia or Dr. Shank.
Yep, thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. All right, I know Officer Torres is here. Where are you? I think I saw you. Is he here? I think he's here, but he's not here, maybe? I don't know. He is going to be talking and oh, he's working on his mic. All right, so in the meantime, I am going to start bringing up his presentation because let's see, you should be able to see it. See something now at least. All right. I know he's working on that, but in the meantime, this is the police officers. This is our campus police department. They this is who they are and what they offer us. Now, I know some of you are not here in Texas. That is okay. I do want to make sure that you understand that even though this mostly applies for our Texas students, if you ever have an emergency and you need to get a hold of somebody, or if something's happening and we figure out, oh my God, we have a student in distress, our police officers are still going to reach out to your local police and try to see what we can do to help you.
You got me?
I hear you now. There you are.
Okay, so like she was saying, we're gonna go over who we are, police services, Clery and Title IX, rights and responsibilities, emergency alert, campus carry, campus safety. That's like the active shooter scenarios and stuff like that. All right, let me pull up my PowerPoint.
Are you gonna do your own?
I have my PowerPoint, but you can just follow along. I'm on the next one.
Okay. No. Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, I pulled up the PowerPoint that was sent. Okay, so who we are, we're police officers for the state of Texas. We attended a police academy. We're certified by the state of Texas, and we got powers and jurisdiction within Bell and Coryell County. You can tell, little fun fact about CTC, if you go by the fountain, you can see a little metal plate on the ground that kind of shows what's Bell County and what's Coryell. It's divided by like a imaginary line, but there's an actual line there, and you just got to picture it going one way and the other way. We're available for calls for service 7 days a week, 24 hours. Even if no one's at the office, someone has the phone forwarded to their duty phones. We give you parking permits. We do unlocking and jump starts. So if you don't want to spend whatever the price is now for Pop Lock to come out, we can try to get you into your vehicles. Either myself or any of our safety officers can do that. If you're feeling unsafe for any reason, we can escort you to classrooms, vehicles, whatever. If you find yourself like at class late studying or something, or it gets dark in the winter months quicker, then you just give us a shout and we'll walk you to your car or what have you, because we just want to make sure everybody feels safe at the end of the day. We do have a lost and found at our PD, so if you lose anything, we're not immediately going to get whatever's lost or found, and you just got to give us a little time, and then we'll let you know if we get it. If you come in to report that something was lost, we'll keep an eye out and we'll give you a shout if we do find it. We have first aid, we got AEDs and a few basic first aid things here. Can you go to the next slide, Mariceli, so they can get the phone number? That's a phone number that you can reach us anytime. It either goes to our main PD phone if it's during business hours, or after hours, it'll go straight to the officer on duty. So our hours for Monday to Thursday are, normal hours, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30. On Fridays, everybody, including the PD office staff, leave at 11:30. Meaning that if you want to get your permits, try not to save it for Fridays, because you probably won't get it if it's after 11:30. Like we can do it, but we're not as quick with it and as experienced with it as our front desk people. Go to the next one. This is going over clearing. I'm just going to brush through this because basically it's all the statistics we take. You can find that if you just look up on the mobile app, Texas Safety U. Next, rights and responsibilities. Student code of conduct, we enforce it with Mariceli. I usually work hand in hand with her if anything's going on with a student. Like just recently, I just need to give her some information that happened with a student recently. We try to let her do, the student code of conduct portion, but we do enforce it and reporting it to her. Campus policies, zero tolerance, Title IX, sexual assault and harassment, dating violence, drug and alcohol abuse, smoking, free speech. CTC, for anybody who's going to be coming to school here, is a tobacco-free campus. No vaping, no smoking. Anybody that's planning on staying in the dorms, there's no alcohol there at all. Yeah, if you're going to smoke, you can smoke in your vehicle, but that's it. And we do, violations of the law, because regular police stuff for you. All right, this one is a kind of important one that you're going to want to pay attention to in your phones. We get Eagle emergency alerts. So we'll get like alerts, like let's say a few months back we had a possible tornado that was going to head our way. We got the alarm came on. I think they do tests every Wednesday, and then additionally they send texts to students. And let me see, do I have the? Okay, so the next slide is going to show you how to like update anything. If you want to add anybody to that Eagle alert thing so they can at least track whatever's going on, you just add from there. But yeah, anything that's going on, if there's a drill going on, then they'll send out that there's a drill for, it is Wednesdays, right, Mariceli?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You'll hear the alarm going off. Don't immediately panic. Wait for a text or something. If you see me flying by, lights and sirens, there might be something going on, and you just need to catch up a little bit. But it's a pretty good system. I usually get every text that goes out. All right, now for the campus carry. Pursuant to subchapter H 411 of the Texas Government Code, individuals licensed to carry by the state they may carry a concealed handgun starting that date in approved areas on CTC and service area locations. Obviously, Fort Cavazos has their own rules. You follow them. I'm pretty sure it's no guns, period. Gun-free zones for us include early college, high schools, child care facilities, childhood education activities, and all areas and events frequently visited by minors. So basically, when we have like certain events, we'll put out this this sign. It's a 30.06 sign, and if you see that and you have a gun on you, just bring it back to your car. Don't make a big deal about it. Just, we don't want to see it. We're doing it for the safety. Typically with those big events, we're there anyways as security, so we got your back. Don't go to any mental health care service locations with a gun, areas involving all sporting or interscholastic events, and more in residence housing with some exceptions. I haven't heard the exceptions yet, so I can't really speak on those yet. Typically, we just keep guns out of there. Let me see. Oh, I just lost my PowerPoint. All right. Locations where dangerous chemicals are stored, not allowed. CTC owned, rented, or leased vehicles during transport of minors, areas containing critical college infrastructure, areas where contractual or licensing obligations exclude firearms. And that website, you can find everything for Campus Carry. Okay, crime prevention programs. CRAZE is going to be the civilian response to active shooter events. It's an 11.5-minute video. I'm not going to show it today, but it is a pretty good watch for you guys, like just so at least you know what to do, because we have our procedures, y'all have yours. I'm pretty sure we have a training that we'll be doing at some point, where you'll have to be at the hall at Anderson campus. And like I said, we do the escorts. We'll help you with your vehicle. And this is the link if you want to take a picture of that, I guess, for the civilian response to active shooter events. It's an 11.5-minute video, but it's a good watch for you guys, so you guys aren't like, it's decreases the chances that you guys freeze in that instance. You at least have a slight idea and understanding of what to do, just to keep you guys safe. And that is all I got.
Thank you very much, Officer Torres. We appreciate your assistance in this. Thank you for coming in.
Not a problem.
All right, guys. Are there any further questions about anything? We're done for today. This is it. If you have any other questions, go ahead and add them to the chat. If not, we are about to start wrapping it up. I don't see anything here.
I have a quick question about vaccines. Is there anything mandatory or needed?
So, if you are under 21, I believe it is, you do have to have the bacterial meningitis vaccine if you're taking classes in person here in Texas. Also, if you are planning on living in the residence hall, regardless of your age, you do need to have a bacterial meningitis vaccine. And that is Texas law. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Not a problem.
Oh, also, like for nursing students, is that the same thing?
Nursing students have a whole different protocol. And you have to let them know that you're interested in the program. They'll do an orientation and they're going to go into all the details of everything that they're going to need, including the vaccinations that they require. I don't know all of them off the top of my head.
Okay,
But that's very specific, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about the COVID vaccine for nursing. I don't know that, but I do know that they have that they have certain things that are required. And a lot of the times those requirements are not necessarily ours per se. It's that whenever you get to the clinical sites for the practice, the sites have requirements. So it's not always just what we require, it's also what the sites require. Massage, any of those health sciences, each one of them have different requirements. Bia, thank you. She's got at least the nursing ones. The health sciences, they usually have requirements, but they vary based on what you're planning on doing, and they can still change from time to time. So make sure that you're in contact with them at the health sciences so that they can tell you exactly what they need and what's going on. All right. Any other questions? If you do, type them up, because otherwise we are done, guys. This is it. You actually stuck through it. We really appreciate you doing this. If you kind of came in late at some point and you want to watch the recording again, we will have this uploaded to the YouTube page by the end of the week, hopefully. And so you will be able to see it then and then refresh anything that you might have missed. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you to all those that have participated. I really appreciate you hanging out with us, and we hope that you have a fabulous semester starting, that you are successful in your classes. And remember, start using your resources from the very beginning. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you for your